This is the best possible start to OSRS, or Old School Runescape. Alright, now this guide, there's a few things that really make it different from any other RuneScape guide out there. For one, this is completely free-to-play guide, no card swiping, no having membership, no using bonds, no getting handouts from other players, nothing. Next up, this guide is optimized to save you a lot of time and teach you everything that you need to do in order to do it, though it does allow you the freedom of choice to skip around, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. This is also an easy mode, non-try-hard guide, so I'm not going to have you do anything that would be mildly difficult or anything. I'm going to make everything as simple and as easy to understand and as easy to do that even a child or an old person could do it. This guide is a play-along style, aka, I'm going to show you everything. Here's where to go. I'm going to walk you to it. The whole footage is going to be shown of me walking you to it. I'm not going to just assume that you know where to go, unlike every other OSRS guide out there. That drove me crazy. I'm showing you everything on the screen. I will be fully explaining everything, meaning this video will be very, very long, possibly hours long. This guide is also made for brand new players who have never played before, or like me, played back in 2001, 2003, 2004, and then haven't touched the game in 20 years. This guide will get you ahead by about 20 hours over other players who are just trying to figure things out on their own, who are constantly Googling YouTube guides and constantly looking at the wiki. I'm going to save you 20 hours of your life. Even though this video may take a few hours, you can play along, put it on another monitor as you play. You'll be glad you did. Let's get started. First off, what is the best client for RuneScape? And that is the native client running RuneLite. That's right, you can run RuneLite on the native client. I'm going to explain what all this is and show you how to do it. So first and foremost, you're going to go to play.runescape.com. You can see it right here at the top of your screen. And this is just random stuff. Don't worry about that. It's not like a search history, okay? Anyway, and then you're going to play now free, Old School Runescape, this thing on the right. We're going to click play now for free, and then that's going to open a link, download for Windows. Go ahead and download the client. Once you have it downloaded, this is what the client looks like. You get logged in, set up your account, yada yada, and then you're going to have a game client box. You have official client and RuneLite. Click RuneLite, and then the client will tell you where to go and what website to do and where to download it. Once you have that downloaded and installed, you can then click the RuneLite button, and then you can select your character and then click play, and there you are. Now, the reason you want to use RuneLite is it makes a million different things so much easier. I'll be showing off what all this client can do, but it's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of opening, web browsers to check prices. It's absolutely mandatory if you want to be as efficient as possible. So how to get started? So your game client should look something like this. This is the game itself, and this is the client. You'll see some stuff on the sidebar here. Don't worry about this stuff for now. Just worry about what's in front of you. And so what's in front of you is you have a Play Now button, but you also have a random world that is selected. You're going to click this world button down here, and depending on if you're from like America or the UK or I think that's Germany, I don't know the flag, but you're going to try to pick a server that is within your region. Now, since I'm in the western part of the world, I would select an American server, but here's the problem. We're free to play. You see all these golden numbers? Those are paid servers. We can't play on those. And if you click on one and try to hit play now, it'll tell you, the game will simply say, this server is for members only. You have to pick a free world, see? And it tries to get you to subscribe or whatever. But we're just going to switch world. So you need to pick a silver number, and you're going to highlight your mouse over the silver number. And you'll see that, like, this is a trade server, this is Wilderness PK free, all right? And then some of these servers with low player counts, you'll see that 750 skill total. If I try to play on this server, my character doesn't have 750 total skills, so the game will not let me connect to it. So this is something to build up to, that way you can play with less people. For now, just find a server that's local to you that you can enter. So this is 500 total skill, because I'm a new character, I don't have any skills yet. These with the little dash, I don't think you can see my, yeah, you can see my tooltip. These with the little dash, you can just join, right? But you want to pick a server with as little people, as least amount of people as possible. I've been joining this LMS casual one. It's got 402 players. That's pretty low right now. I am playing during off hours, so the servers aren't as full on the American servers. So I'm just going to join LMS Casual. I'm not going to do PvP anyway. And then we can hit, we have World 469 here at the bottom. We can hit Play Now, and that will get us into the server. Once you're in the game world, you can pick your name. I wouldn't pick anything offensive. I don't really know Jagex and how strict they are with their moderation, but, you know, just to be safe, you know, don't pick a mean, nasty, gross name. I'm just going to type best start YT for YouTube, and let's see if that's taken. No, it's available, set my name. Now, you can change your name later. It's fine. You can absolutely change your name later, and then you can also change how you look later. I'm just going to go with the default, and here's the thing. I'm not going to teach you how to do the tutorial, but I will say a few things. You could try every which way to, like, haul resources out of Tutorial Island. You can't. There's so many little tricks to get extra arrows and runes, but the game will not let you take them with you. I have tried everything, so just speed your way through the tutorial. Don't worry about trying to gather a million shrimp or chop a whole bunch of trees. You don't get to keep any of it, so don't waste time on Tutorial Island. Get through it as fast as possible. But you should pay attention and read here in the bottom left box everything that is being said so that you can learn the basic controls of the game and how to move around and how to interact with the world. That I'm not going to teach you because the game does a very good job of teaching that. So just play the game until the game sends you away from Tutorial Island, and that's where I'll pick up. Now, there are ways to level up your skills on Tutorial Island. However, you need to be compacting your time playing. So if you're going to be leveling a skill, you might as well be making money doing it or gathering items that will help you also level your other skills. And because Tutorial Island takes your items away and you can't really make money on Tutorial Island, it is a waste of time to sit there and chop a million trees and light a million fires. You can do that once you're off the island. Also, as a new player, you may be tempted to search every house, open every cupboard, search every chest. There is nothing to gain from doing this. You can do it in the open world, but on Tutorial Island, there is no secret little hidden item, so don't worry about it. Also, as a new player, you really should not do the Iron Man stuff. It can be fun when you learn the game more. This guide is not going to be tailored around Iron Manning at all, and so we're just not going to do it. Alright, so the very first thing that you should do when you leave Tutorial Island, and I just want to help you with a little bit of navigation real quick. So, looking at the screen, if you look at the top right corner here, you're going to see this little compass icon, and most of the time for this guide, I'm going to have you face north, and that's how you're going to navigate, alright? But other times, I'm going to have this world map open and kind of direct you that way. So, as soon as you leave Tutorial Island, before you do anything else, before you talk to anyone or fight anything, you're just going to walk directly north along the road here, and right here, there is supposed to be a trainer, a guy, and he's not here for some reason. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, I messed up. No, I did this on purpose. This is what I do in my videos so that you can see the mistakes happen in real time so you know what happens on your screen. Because if I don't show this, there will be a million people in the comments telling me that this NPC does not exist. So I'm going to show you now exactly why that NPC was not there. All right, so the reason why the NPC failed to show up is because when you talk to this guy, the guide, at the very start of the game, he asks, the friend system busy, I don't care about the friend system. So he asks you if you're experienced or not, all right? So, the first answer choice here, I've played in the past, but not recently, do not pick this. I am an experienced player, do not pick this. By picking this one, that NPC will never spawn, and it will ruin your ability to follow the guide. It will set you pretty far behind. You want to always tell this guy, I'm brand new, this is my first time here. Always say this, and now the NPC will spawn in. So this is where it should teleport you right in front of this character, and the game will automatically open a dialogue with Adventurer John. Alright, I showed you what would, or how, that you may not encounter this, so if you skip to this point and Adventurer John is not here, rewind the video a bit because I explained why he would not show up. So again, very, very important that you have this character here. Do not skip Adventurer John just because you made the wrong dialogue choice in the tutorial island, okay? And so you're going to talk to Adventurer John, and he's going to explain some more stuff about the game, and he's going to add this panel here, and this is very important. This is the adventurers' paths. And you don't have to worry about clicking these or showing these or anything, because I'm going to have you walk through them, essentially, because you get really decent free stuff early on. As a new player with no friends and no money and no card swiping, this stuff will accelerate you faster, so it's not to be skipped, alright? And now that you know Adventurer John and you have the Adventurer's Path unlocked, it's time for the next step. And the next steps are all optional. You can skip around. The text that I have floating on the screen will show you what I'm talking about. So if you want, you can just hover your mouse over the bottom of this YouTube video and scroll around to a point that interests you. So I'm going to start out with having you chop trees, but if you really don't want to play a game to chop down trees, then you can skip to fishing or fighting or whatever it is that you like doing. Everything is mostly optional. I'll let you know on the screen when it's not optional and when it's, when things are required. But let's get into it. But before we chop trees, step one, you're going to get used to banking. So here we are. I'm going to zoom the camera all the way out. There's like a big castle area over here to the west. And again, Adventurer John is right here to the north. So let me show you on the map. Again, I'm going to be doing this very baby mode for everybody so that they will be able to understand what to do and where to go, because it can be very daunting as a new player. But here's the map. North is up, obviously. If you've ever played a game before, north is up, west is left, etc. So we need to go to this little castle area right here, and this is how we're going to get there. We're simply going to spin our camera around and then go into the castle. And you could also just use your mouse wheel to zoom the mini-map in and out and left-click it. Now, when we're at the gates of this castle, I wouldn't call this a castle, but when we're at the doorway, and there's one other little setting that I want to show you. Right now, we can see the rooftops, and that sucks. So we're going to click the settings button right down here. And let me just move this out of the way. And you're going to click all settings, okay? And then once that pops up, you're going to click hide roofs under the display setting, okay? So hide roofs, there you go. Turn that thing on. It's going to make it navigating way easier. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to the left side or the right. It doesn't really matter. But I like to go to the left side. And we're just going to grab this little mind rune under the stairs. Not super important, but let me teach you how to navigate stairs. Some staircases, you can right-click it and click top floor. Otherwise, if you just left-click this, it'll go up one floor. And then if you left-click it again, it'll ask if you want to go up or down in the chat box. Get used to right-clicking and going up or down. But for the sake of this, you're going to be banking a lot here. So what you're going to get used to doing is right-clicking, just going to top floor. Once you're on the top floor, in the middle over here, which is north, this is the banking section, all right? There's also some logs up here. Don't worry about picking them up. But you're going to also get used to, so talking to the banker with left click and going through the dialogue choices, all right? And this is the tutorial. I don't care. But normally, if you left click a banker, it opens a dialogue. Good day, sir, and blah, blah, blah. I'd like to do all this, right? I'd like to access my bank. That's a waste of time. Get used to doing this instead. Right-click the banker, click Bank Banker. There you go. It opens your bank tab immediately. And then get used to using this button, Deposit All Inventory. And just throw everything in your bank, all right? Every single thing that you own goes into the bank right now. And what you're going to do is you're going to withdraw your bronze axe. There you go. That's the only thing you're taking out right now, because we're going to go chop some trees. And to leave, we're going to swivel our camera. It doesn't really matter which direction, but I like to go south. We're going to right-click the staircase and go to bottom floor, all right? And what we're going to do for now is we're going to chop some trees, and I'm going to update the heads-up display. Again, I'm just going to travel east here out of this little garrison castle bunker thing outside of these main gates. And then we're going to go north just a tiny bit back to where Adventurer John is. So if I open the map, and I'll show you that again. This is where we are on the map. We are right here. It says Lumbridge. It's very simple to follow. And you'll notice that, there's a bunch of trees around, and that's what we're going to do for now. We're just going to chop some trees. So chopping trees, first and foremost, the reason why we want to do this is it's very good early money for some reason. I guess people want to level up. They're too lazy to chop it themselves, but a new player, it's a great early money maker. And there are some items on a brand new account that you can and can't sell on the market. We'll talk about the market a little bit later. It's very important, but by leveling up our tree chopping, we are unlocking the fast travel via the river. And I'm going to explain more once I have it unlocked. But this main river right here that's to the east of us, we can fast travel all the way up here. And if you get your tree chopping high enough, you can even fast travel through some of the PvP areas just instantly. And it's really, really nice. It is super time efficient to unlock this the very first thing you do, so that you can just go to areas without having to manually run there every single time or waste teleports. Right now, my goal is to level up tree chopping to 5 for a free axe, so we can tree chop even faster, more efficiently, but also we're going to get rewarded extra logs for more money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a timer. It's going to look like this. And I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then pause the timer when I hit level 5, just to show you how fast this is. All right. Oh, and all you have to do to chop the tree, you just left click it. All right. I'm just going to open my inventory here. We just left click the tree. The character will then chop the tree. There may be other characters chopping trees. It's fine. Just there's so many trees around. Just chop them all. They respawn very, very quickly. Now, these willow trees, you cannot chop them yet. And I know you can't see my mouse cursor, but it's yeah, right here. You cannot chop those. You have to level up before you're allowed to chop those. Now, just a quick tip. In the upper right corner of your screen, you're going to see a little box pop up whenever you do chop the tree. You'll see the tree XP and how much you need to get to the next level. That way, it's just something to look at to see how long it is until you level up again. Alright, so I hit level 5 in 4 minutes 35 seconds. I've actually done it way faster, but bad luck is bad luck. So, once you hit level 5, you're going to run back to Adventurer John, which is right behind the building here. And you're going to right-click and click Claim Adventurer John. Alright, so that's going to claim your Adventurer Path rewards. So now we have a free Iron Axe and 20 logs. So that's pretty cool. Alright, and there we go. Now, another thing to do at this point also, because we're about to go bank, is you could ask him, do you have any Adventurer Path starter kits for me? And he's going to give you some free stuff. So he gives you a combat starter kit. It's got a box, and then you can just walk away, and then you can just left-click the box, and you need some space in your inventory. So we're going to go to the bank now, and we're going to deposit the logs and the bronze axe, and we can continue leveling tree chopping because we need level 12 for fast travel, and we could even push our levels higher than that for even faster fast travel. By leveling up your fast travel even more, it allows you to skip an extra cutscene, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But we're going to go to the banker now, and just get used to, again, right-click the banker, banker, and then just store everything, all right? And I'm going to pull out this Combat Path Starter Kit box, and now we're just going to left-click to open it. And that gives us a helmet, armor, greaves, a sword, staff, robe, skirt, and wizard hat. These are important for later. It gives us some runes, arrows, and leather vamp braces. And we're not going to put any of this stuff on. I know I accidentally did, but make sure you don't equip anything. We're running around naked for a few reasons. It's going to burn less stamina. We can gather faster, which means we level faster. And we are going to go into some dangerous areas in a little while, and we don't want to drop or lose anything. So just store everything, and then pull out that iron axe, and we're going to continue chopping trees for now. All right, and again, we're just going to go right back to that same place we were at, and we are going to continue to chop. Also, sometimes random things or creatures or NPCs will teleport in and start talking to you. Those are minigames. They used to be bot checks, but now they're just fun little minigames that reward you with prizes. So you're going to see, like, right here in this little red box, this is your gameplay timer. When it's around 40 minutes is when you can start expecting them to pop up, at least for me. It can be random, but now with this iron axe, you'll notice that we chop trees way, way faster. So again, just go chop trees until level 12. There's one other thing I want to point out too, just real quick. You see these little red imps? Now, you can wield the iron axe, and then you can kill these imps. And well, where'd he go? Well, whenever you see the imps, make sure that you kill them, because they drop some stuff that we need for a quest later. And they're kind of annoying to find, but here in the starter zone, there's always a few wandering around. Look, he's behind the door, so we're just going to attack the imp. With this iron axe, you could easily kill him naked, so don't worry about it. This thing is not dangerous, but we're just going to kill the imp, and I am going to skip ahead to that. Now, these imps will always drop something called Fiendish Ashes, and what you're going to do is just left-click them, and your character will scatter them, and that gives you prayer experience points. Also, they'll drop a random item. The items that you want to keep are, well, anything you find interesting. Like this jug, I don't need a jug. But red, yellow, black, and white beads. We need those for a quest. And we're going to just buy them later anyway if we don't get them. But it's going to save you some money and time if you just kill the imps and find them. It just makes things a lot easier. And sometimes the market is short on beads. So it can be troublesome if you don't find them yourself. But we absolutely need them for a quest that will skip us at least 2 hours ahead on grinding. So I'm going to start a timer, and we're just going to see how long it takes to chop trees till 12. It shouldn't take that long. And if you're chopping trees too fast, you can always go west, and there's a whole bunch of other trees. Now, you can't chop the oak trees, so don't worry about that. And these spiders and goblins are neutral. They're not going to attack you unless you attack them first. Also, sometimes players will kill things and they'll just leave bones on the ground. You can pick up the bones and bury them if you want. For the sake of getting a good time of how long it takes to unlock level 12 tree chopping, I'm just going to keep chopping trees. Also, pro tip, when you're wielding the axe as a weapon, the iron axe, it frees up an inventory slot. So that means you can fully stack your bank here with trees. And again, there's an imp, so I'm going to go ahead and kill that. Now, every time your inventory fills up with logs, go and bank them, all right? Just go bank them and run back out here. I'm going to keep the timer rolling because I think the, timing, or I'm sorry, going to go bank is part of, how long it should take you. So I'm not gonna pause the timer for that, but I will pause the timer for fighting the imps. Also, I just want to rant about this mind rune at the bottom of the stairs. People are like, oh, you should pick that up, and oh, you should go to the trainer and get 30 runes every 30 minutes. Listen, every single log that we chop down is 97 of those. I want you to put that into perspective for a moment. Every time we chop down a tree, we can trade one log for 97 of those runes. And we're gonna have plenty anyway. You don't need to pick it up. It's like a noob trap, sort of, kinda. Not really, but now at some point you're gonna run out of stamina running around chopping these trees. And the tutorial island should have explained stamina to you. It's this little boot icon next to your mini map. And the way the default settings are, once it hits 20, it will reactivate auto run for you. You can go into the options settings menu. And you can actually change this if you want to under, I forget where it's at, but you could set it to 1 so that every time you have at least 1 stamina you're running. I just leave it at 20 because I'm just a casual gamer that watches YouTube videos while I grind out my skills. Alright, there it is, level 12 wood cutting achieved in 6 minutes 45 seconds. And you can keep chopping trees if you want to. You can absolutely. For me personally, I'm going to go ahead and just fill up the rest of my inventory here real quick, and then I'll head back to the bank. Might as well make the bank trip worth it, right? Now, the next fast travel unlock is at woodcutting 27. However, it is not efficient right now to cut wood anymore with our axe. All right, right now we are running an iron axe, and we need to upgrade that to a black axe. And we skipped steel, and we're going to go straight to black axe. But we don't have access to that right now. We're not going to worry about it. We don't have enough money. We only have 25 coins. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to bank all of your logs. All right, you're also going to unequip your axe and bank that. And the next thing that I recommend is your fishing net. And the reason why is because fishing does a few things for us. It allows us to get our own healing items. Cooked fish is very good for early game healing. It's super easy to do. It's free. Also, by the way, take your coins with you. Go ahead and go to your bank and withdraw your 25 coins. So we got 25 coins and our small fishing net. And I'm going to go ahead and show you a really good fishing spot. But fishing and cooking your own fish levels cooking, which allows you to make even more extravagant healing items. And the way healing works in RuneScape, old school RuneScape at least, is in your inventory. Each inventory slot is a potential healing item, and that is a potential maximum increase to your HP during a combat encounter. And in order to fight harder enemies, or rely less on lucky dice rolls, you want a ton of healing items, and you want strong healing items. And fishing it's a mostly AFK activity. It's not difficult to level up. It's just going to eat up some of your time, but it's not very intensive. So I would recommend that you level fishing to 20, and there's a few ways to do this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open the map and show you my reasoning here. So here in Lumbridge, the closest fishing spot, you can't fish up here at the top. That's too high level. All right, that's river fishing. But if you go all the way south, past these gates, all the way down here, there is a fishing spot that you can do, but your inventory is going to fill up rather fast. You have to run all the way back up here to bank the shrimp. Now, you may be thinking, what if I just toss it on the ground? You don't want to do that. You want shrimp later when your account has less restrictions, because shrimp sells pretty good. It sells pretty good. You can also level cooking with it, so you don't want to be running back and forth a whole lot. Now, right across the river here, you'll notice that we have a bank, and it's really close to a fishing spot. This is the ideal area that you want to level fishing. And lucky for us, there's a little toll gate right here. And you may be thinking, Soul Benji, I don't want to spend my money. I don't want to pay a toll. Listen, 25 gold, or 25 coins, as the game calls it, is very minuscule. Every log we chopped is about 80 to 90 coins. We're going to be doing a quest that's literally free that will get us 10,000 coins. And later on, you're going to be making hundreds of thousands per hour or more, even millions per hour as you play the game. So 25 coins is literally nothing. So let's go ahead and get to... no, I didn't mean to open the store. We're going to go to this area. This is called Al-Kharid. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but we're just going to go east from right here. You're familiar with this. This is Adventurer John. We're going to go east across the bridge. And yes, I am going to walk you there the whole way. It's not dangerous. You're totally fine. All we need is some coins in our fishing net. And we're just going to pay the toll of 10 gold, 10 coins. That's going to let us through the gate. You can just right-click it. Otherwise, you can talk to the NPCs. And then from here, you just follow the road south. It's really not that difficult. And you don't have to follow the road. You can literally just run across. But here we are. If you really, really don't want to pay the toll, and I don't know why you wouldn't. It's such a time saver. You can go all the way north following this road, curving around, and you can go through this opening in the fence, and then go all the way south. It's just a huge time saver, so don't worry too much about it. And we don't have to pay the toll to go back through the gate. I mean, technically you would, but we're not going to. All right, so get familiar with the bank here. This is the bank in Al-Kharid. I'm going to show you on the map. It is this money yellow golden dollar icon right here. And the fishing spot we want to get to is just south of here. Now, unlike other MMORPGs, you can't, like, set a Hearthstone. You can't set a home. You can later, but it costs, like, 5 million coins. So anyway, with your fishing net equipped, also, I'm going to go ahead and bank these coins. I don't need them. I'm just going to go to the banker, and I'm going to right-click my coins and click Deposit All. There we go. All right. So, going back to the fishing hole, and there will be people here, and it's fine. It'll respawn. It's never fully empty. There's another one over here, too. If you don't want to share with whoever's there, you can go over here. And I prefer to use this one just because it's closer to the bank, but it's whatever you want to do. All you got to do to level fishing, and I'm going to start the timer, you just left-click it, and then your character will do the rest. You don't have to constantly left-click it. However, I will warn you, whenever you level up, it will stop you from fishing, okay? And so, here's the cool thing. You'll notice in the top left corner of our screen, it says fishing, and it's in green letters. Okay, this is a RuneLite thing. It says not fishing because we just ran out of the shrimp area. It moved up here to the north, so we gotta... So just glance over at your computer every once in a while, and make sure that it says fishing in green. That's all you gotta do, okay? So remember, every time you level up, it's gonna stop you from fishing, so you have to... you know, left-click the pool again. And if your mouse is not on the active window of the game, and like say you're on a second monitor fishing, you know, watching YouTube, whatever, RuneLite will make a Windows notification sound to let you know that you've leveled up. I'll demonstrate that now. So right now my mouse is active on a different window. It's on my recording software, and so we're fishing shrimps, and it's going to take a while to catch at first, but it will dramatically speed up as we level up. So at first it's slow, and then it gets fast. So don't worry too much about it, all right? So one more shrimp, I'm going to level up. You're going to hear the Windows sound. It's like, da-doom, something like that. I'll let you know that it's not your computer, that it's mine. And again, I have to teach every little nuanced thing. I know some of you that are experienced with this game, you're just like, get to the point, skip, skip, skip. You know, use that right arrow, okay? It's totally fine. There it is. See that noise? That's my computer, not yours. And also, you'll notice, well, right now it's still fishing for some reason, but most of the time, no, there it goes. See how it says not fishing anymore? I've got to, you know, just click the game again and then get the character back to fishing. And that's all I'm going to be doing until we're fishing level 20. We're going to get a bunch of shrimp. Every time my inventory fills up with shrimp, I'm just going to run it right here to the bank that's literally next door to the fishing spot. And by fishing to 20, we're going to unlock the ability to fish pretty good fish later on that will heal us a whole lot more than the shrimp. If we cook and eat the shrimp, it heals us for 3 HP. I'd rather eat a trout or a salmon. And yes, I pronounce it salmon. There's a reason I pronounce things weird, okay? Because that's how they're spelled. I'm not going to bend the knee and say it how everyone else says it. Just because one, you know, influential guy says it a certain way. Salmon, salmon. No, it's got an L in it. I'm going to say salmon every single time. And anyway, getting to fishing level 20 will unlock trout, and then 25 unlocks salmon. Or 30, it might be, I forget. But we'll get to that when we get to it. For now, we're just doing this so we have a source of healing items. So when depositing, my favorite way is just deposit all and then grab your net back out and then go back to fishing. It's pretty simple. Yes, I'm 7 minutes in, currently level 4 fishing. And again, if you don't feel like sitting here and you want a more active thing to do, you can always come back to this later. You don't have to level fishing to 20 right now. It's just ideal. And there's no one over here, so I'm going to go ahead and yoink this one. But yeah, it's just highly recommended. Healing items are very powerful in combat. Alright, so just checking in, we're at 33 minutes, and our fishing is level 10. Now, I'm going to tell you, at level 15, we will start to catch anchovies from these spots, and that's going to speed this up dramatically. Also, the higher level fishing, the more often you catch fish. So again, it's all just luck. You know, sometimes your character dips down, catches a shrimp. Sometimes it dips down 10 times, doesn't catch anything. Alright, we have hit level 15 fishing in 1 hour and 1 minute, basically. So again, at 15 fishing, you can now start getting anchovies along with shrimp. And just to show you, I'm at 241 shrimp. So yeah, let's, the timer continues. It doesn't stop ticking away. And, ooh, that one just spawned. Of course, that player moves right over to it. Could be a bot, whatever. But, so shrimp gives 10 XP, and anchovies give a little bit more than that. Anchovies give 40 XP, so it's like catching 4 shrimp. So you're gonna progress really quick to 20. Also at level 15 fishing, the rate that you catch shrimps has dramatically increased, so it's way faster. And there we are, level 20 fishing in 1 hour, 12 minutes. Alright. So, just real quick, just a random little pointer that some people might be worried about. This is not a PvP zone, okay? That would be the wilderness up north. This little swords crossed icon right over here on the below the map, this icon means that multiple enemies can attack you at once, or multiple players can attack one enemy at once. Whenever these sword icons are not around, you can only fight one enemy at a time, you can't be ganged up on, and players can't gang up on one enemy. That's all that means. So, once you are at level 20 fishing, what I recommend that you do is store everything. And real talk, raw shrimp is worth way more uncooked than cooked. And leveling cooking with shrimp, you can do it. It's not really optimal to do it. It's more optimal to sell the shrimp and then buy cheaper meat, which is what we would do later if we want to do that. You can spend your money however you want, but raw anchovies is a different story. So you're going to right-click raw anchovies, withdraw all of them. Alright? And anchovies are worth more cooked. And cooking them is mandatory to make pizzas out of them later if you want. They don't sell for very much on the market, so it's better just to cook with them. So just directly north of the bank, there is a stove right over here, the cooking range. Just right-click that. And, you know, there's a bunch of people here cooking. It's very close to the bank, so it's very optimal to cook here. But go ahead and just cook all of your anchovies, and that's going to... Every time your cooking levels up, it does interrupt your cooking. You can turn that off in the settings, but then it won't notify you all the new stuff you're learning. So if you're a new player, I recommend that you just click past the level up notifications. Also, I didn't mean to click on this guy. I don't want to buy a kebab. That's another moneymaker. You buy a kebab for one coin, you sell it in the market for 80. Pretty good stuff, but that's for later. Don't worry about it. Just for now, just cook your anchovies. You're gonna burn some, and here's a tip. Don't sit here and right-click your anchovies and drop the burnt ones, okay? We're gonna dispose of those in a more efficient way later. But for now, just store your burnt fish in the bank. Don't worry about it. Let it stack up. You've got 440 slots you can use, and you can get more of those pretty easily. Alright, so right now, this is what our skills look like. We have level 12 in woodcutting for fast travel. We have level 20 in fishing. And I'm going to tell you right now, you could keep fishing if you want. However, it is inefficient to fish with the small net at this point. There's no point in getting more anchovies. We can't use this till 55 cooking. And, yeah, there's just no real point. You got plenty of raw shrimps to sell. You don't need any more than that. And you can't even sell these until you've done a bunch of questing and other things anyway, because the game knows this is a botted item. And it doesn't want new players, essentially, you know, selling it right away. Now, one other thing I also recommend that you do is that just withdraw like 5 or 10 shrimps. I'm going to do 10 and cook those, and really don't cook too much more. We just need a very small handful of healing items for the next step, and you might not even need these. It's just more of a precaution. And yes, that noise was my computer, not yours. Don't worry about it. And now what I want you to do is store everything and then withdraw all of your cooked shrimp and the bread that you got from Tutorial Island. So these will be your healing items for the next step. And then what you're going to do now is make sure you have nothing equipped. You shouldn't have anything equipped, and that the only things in your bag are the healing items. You're going to open your magic spell book at the bottom here, and I misclicked. So down here, and you're going to use Cast Lumbridge Home Teleport. And this will take us back to a familiar area, and it allows us to skip, essentially, paying the toll to get back to where we were. We just, you know, teleport instead. It's now this is going to put this on a 30-minute cooldown, so you can't teleport again for a while. And next up, we're going to go to a quest area. Alright, so we are now back at Lumbridge, and let me show you how to get to the Stronghold of Security. And if you want, you could technically go up here and claim your reward for fishing, but we can do that later. I'm not interested right now. So now that you know where Adventure John is, he's in his usual spot. I am facing the camera north. We are actually going to walk south along the little road here. Alright, we're walking south. And over here in this graveyard area with these tombstones, there's a vampire-looking guy, right? This guy right down here is a little vampire dude. His name's Count Check. You're going to talk to Count Check. And, yeah, he's totally a vampire. But we're going to go ahead and say, where can I learn more about security? And you can only do this one time. Alright, so go ahead and click that. And I know my mouse cursor is not lining up for some reason with my game. Like right now, I have the mouse over his eyeball, but on my screen, if it's over his mustache. What the hell? Weird bug, whatever. Anyway, where can I learn more about security? He's going to talk about the Stronghold of Security in Barbarian Village, and he could send me there one time. And we're going to say yes. So there we go. He's going to teleport us. Pretty cool guy. And here we are. Stronghold of Security, right? So let me show you where we're at and how to get here in case stuff happens, okay? So, let me open the map here for you. And we can fast travel here, by the way. We unlocked that earlier. So, here is Lumbridge. This is where we start, right here in this little crossroad. Count Check was right down here, the security tutor. So, if you travel north along the road, and then west a little bit, and then right around here, you just travel north, you know, curving around this way, you'll get to the Barbarian Villages right here. Now, I haven't taught you how to fast travel yet, but right here is a canoe area, and that's how we fast travel. We basically chop a tree down and make a canoe. And this is the first destination. So if we wanted to fast travel from Lumbridge, and I'll show this off later, we would cross the bridge like we were going to the desert area. But we would go up to this little canoe, and then chop a tree down, and then we watch a cutscene. It floats us all the way up here to Barbarian Village. So it's very easy to get here, but it's just faster to use Count Check. You can only do it the one time, all right? So when you're here in the Barbarian Village, there is a hole in the ground right here called Climb Down Entrance. I mean, that's not the name of the hole, but you get the idea. So you're going to left-click this hole in the ground, and this puts us in the Stronghold of Security. And this place may look a little scary. It's not, don't worry. I'm going to walk you through it. It's the easiest thing. A brand new character can do this. And I'm gonna hold your hand the entire way. So let me show you a map that is found on the OSRS wiki, and I'll explain what we're going to do. Alright, so this is the map, and let me hide the timer so you can see a little bit more. Okay, so let me grab a bright red. Okay, so this area is the dungeon that we're in currently. This is the first floor of 4. And we are right here. This is, no, we're not right there. Let's see. Where are we? Alright, we actually spawned right here in this northwestern corner. That's where we're at currently, and I'll show you in the game. We're going to move the compass facing north. And you can see here on the map, that's where we are at. So the goal is to get to this glowing area right here. So the best path to do this, we're going to go south and then east, curving north into east, into east, into south. Just like that. That is the path we are going to take. Now here's the cool thing about the first floor dungeon, is that none of the enemies are hostile. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Now here's how the dungeon, or the Stronghold of Security, is supposed to work. You go through the gate here, and every time you go through like a gate, it asks you a security question. Alright, and normally you would, like, if you're learning the game, if you're new to MMORPGs and internet security, you would read the question, and it's like, what do I do if I have a keylogger or virus? And it's like, and the questions are always randomized, okay? I can't give you the answers because, well, they're really obvious, okay? So you would scan your device and then change your password, because if you change your password first, then scan your device, the keylogger gives them the password anyway. But there's a way to skip this. So instead of answering the question, just push escape and then left-click the door again, and just keep doing that until the door just lets you in anyway. And it takes a few tries, but it'll let you through. You don't have to answer any of the questions, though I do recommend that you do if you're new to the internet, I suppose. But remember the pathway. We're going to go east into north into east and then south all the way. So again, as long as you don't left click any of the enemies, you will not fight them. They are non-hostile. They will not attack you unless you attack them first. So you are free to run through this entire first floor dungeon completely fine. Alright, and yes, we are a level 1 character with no items equipped, and we just have some basic healing items. And I'm gonna walk you through how to heal and how to run from battle and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very simple. Anyone can do it, even if they've never played this game before. Alright, so again, I'm just skipping the door. Alright, and you may be tempted to loot all this stuff on the ground. I mean, you technically can if you want. You don't need it. Not very good right now. We'll be coming back later to farm these areas, don't worry. But, just make sure you don't left-click on any enemies so you don't start combat. And if you do, you can just run away. You can run through these doorways. Enemies cannot follow you through doorways. Alright? And so here we are. We've made it to this, this first little part. And so you see how the map is nice and bright right here? It's just like on this screen. So we are now located right here in the dungeon. Okay? That's where we're at. Alright, and so what we're doing here is you're going to click on this treasure box, open the Gift of Peace, just left-click it. There you go. Alright, and congratulations, you now have 2,000 coins. Yes, that's right, we have 2,000 coins. So while we're in here, you'll notice there is a climb the ladder down. Alright, so we can now climb down to the next floor. There's also a ladder that leads upwards. We'll go ahead and climb down so I can show you the mechanics. It's like, are you sure you want to climb down? It's dangerous. And yes, it is, but this room is safe. It's fine. There's no enemies in the first room, and you're blocked off by doorways. Nothing can eat you here. Nothing can get you. Now, anytime you want to leave, you just left-click the ladder. It'll let you go back up, and then you can left-click the ladder once again, and then leave the cave. It's real easy to get out. Now, if we go back down into the entrance, you see this glowing portal? We can now use this to skip the maze and go straight to the treasure chest again. And then from here, we can go down to the next floor. Alright, very simple stuff. It's not that hard. And this floor, yes, these enemies are hostile and they will attack you. But we have healing items and we have doorways. We're still safe. We're all right. We're doing okay. We're doing pretty. Alright, so let me show you the map once again. Alright, here's the map. Now you'll notice this stairway, the map, again, this is on the OSRS wiki. I did not make this. I cannot take credit. It leads us right there. So, we are now in this room, and the goal is to get into the middle here. That's where we need to go. So, the you want to take the path of least resistance with the least amount of enemies. So if we go this way, we have to run through one enemy, 2, 3, 3 enemies. So that's the path we're going to take. All right. And again, if we went like this way, there's like 1 enemy, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and it's just faster. So we're going to go west into south, into, you know, winding northwest into south, and then we're home free, all right? So in order to do this, we're going to have our inventory open, and I'm going to move the text up here. All right, and so, again, your inventory is right here. To eat food, all you do is left-click it, and you'll eat it, all right? So, I'm orienting my compass north once again, and we're just going to go through the doorway. There we go. Now, remember, these enemies will attack you, so you have to run past them. And they will land hits, but they won't land one-shots, okay? They cannot one-shot us. So, you want to make sure that your character's running in, that you have plenty of stamina. I have 100 stamina, so I'm good. I'm going to left-click the door. And then now I'm just going to left-click the next door right here. So my character's going to run past the enemies, and they're going to attack. I took 1 point of damage. That's fine. All right, 2 points of damage. They can't attack me through the door. I'm safe. Now, if I sit here and AFK, over time, I will heal that damage back. Shrimps heal 3 HP, so I don't need to eat a shrimp right now. But we have another room to run through, and these enemies are a little bit hard. These are level 28 flesh crawlers. They will hurt, but not that bad. So we're going to walk through the door. There's no enemies in this room. We're good. We can walk through this door. Now we need to be ready. There's a player in here fighting rats, but this thing is going to aggro us when we run by it. So we're going to click this door and then click this door. All right, so it's asking a question. We'll skip by pushing escape. All right, now just click the door. This thing's coming at us. That bit us for 1 damage. And we're safe. Boom. It's not that hard. I'm at 7 HP. I'm still good. I'm going to go through the door once again. Now remember, at this point, we need to go south a bit. But after that, there's no more enemies. We're safe. We're fine. Alright, so we just go south. And south once again. There we go. And then we go east and wind our way into the center. And then we're done with the second floor, and we get some pretty nice rewards. Alright, there we go. Go through this door. And again, you know, you're supposed to answer security questions. It's fine. So now we're in the center, and we're going to click on this Grain of Plenty. And there we go. Now we have up to 5,000 coins. Yay, awesome. And the same thing, we're going to click the stairway down. And the same rules apply. Yes, I know it's dangerous. And again, we can just click this little dripping vine to go back up and leave if we want to. And if we want to get back down here, we just use the portals to get back. So now let's look at the map and see where we're at. And this area is actually way more dangerous. So you got to be a little bit more careful, all right? But let's look at our map now once again. So let's see. We came from the orange here, and we're going to follow the line. We're here in the bottom left corner of the dungeon, right in here. That's where we're at. Now, again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the path of least resistance to get to the end. So, this is the only way forward. We're going to go east. That's 1 enemy. North, 2 enemies. This is a level 64 one. And then we're done. So we only have 2 enemies we have to run past on this floor. Not too bad, all right? So we're going to go back to the game now and go ahead and do that. So orient my camera north. You'll notice I'm back up to 9 HP. I have not eaten any healing food. All right, we're going to go through the doors and skip the question. Sometimes you got to try multiple times. All right, there we go. Now, these spiders will come at you. And the little baby spider hit me for 2. I'm at 7 HP. Run through the door. Okay, good. Okay, that hit for another 2. All right, but it hit me before I went through the door because of server lag. So I'm at 5 HP. I want to heal that. So I'm going to eat this bread and heal 5 HP. It's fine. Bread's very cheap. Now, this is the danger room. All we have to do is sprint all the way over to this door right here on the eastern side. And yeah, there's spiders, and there's these bull creatures. But do note, only one of these can fight us at a time, because there's no crossed swords icon on the side, all right? So as soon as I enter this door, this spider's going to bite me, and it's going to hurt. But I have plenty of heals, so let's run through the door. Get ready. There we go. And run, 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 run. Okay, there we go. 3 damage. I'm gonna eat a shrimp while I run. You can eat while you run. Just eat and run, alright? And again, just click the door. Don't try to fight the spiders. So spider bit me again for 3. I'm gonna eat a shrimp. We're just gonna eat shrimps. We're at 9 HP. We're alright. Alright. And now, you want to be fully healed for the next one. So I'm gonna eat another shrimp rather than wait. There we go. We're at 10 HP. And we need to go north. Alright, we need to go north. And let's look at our map one more time just so you get an ideal. So we're in this room right now, and we're just going to run through here, go north, and then go northwest. That's the plan. Simple, okay? Alright, so let's do it. There's no enemies in here, and again, skip, question, skip, question, skip, question. Okay, let me through the damn door. I got plenty of stamina, plenty of heals, so we're going to go north through the door. These things can't get us, but these guys can, alright? And they're going to hurt. They can't one-shot, but they're going to hurt. So we just need to eat heals when we take a hit. And you could... It kind of camps the door, but whatever. Alright. It's not technically aggroed, it's just how they path, okay? So we're going to run through the door. We're going to eat heals. Again, boom, 4 damage. I'm eating. Eat shrimp. Alright, run through this door. So we got hit 1 time. And we're good. We're done, alright? Now we can get to the middle once again. Now, you wouldn't believe how many YouTube videos out there just like, oh, just do Stronghold of Security, and just read the wiki, bro, figure it out yourself. On to the next subject. So anyway, the chest here is the box of health. There we go. And now we have 10,000 coins, all right? So I'm going to tell you right now, don't go down to this dripping vine. There are enemies down here that can attack you, as far as I know. The only reward down here is a pretty good early game boot. You can come back down here and get it later. The enemies down here can one-shot you. And the dungeon's a little bit more quirky down here. So we're good to go. We have our 10,000 coins. It's time to leave. We're going to climb up this goo-covered vine. There we go. And we can teleport down here. We can teleport down there very, very quickly when we want to do it, all right? But the reason we don't want to do it is this game does have a death penalty. Alright, let's climb back up to the surface. We're safe. Also, sometimes there's coins down here, like people killing stuff. There's like coins. Yeah, just go ahead and loot the coins. Why not, right? Now, while we're here, there's one more thing I want you to pick up. Face the camera north, and just walk north in this little barbarian village, alright? And in this long hall door, there are beers on the table and a cooked meat. Pick up a cooked meat, and then pick up a beer. That's it, alright? Because we're going to need these for a quest later on. Alright? Now, it's very important that we go bank. Because we have 10,000 coins. We got some quest items. We need to go make sure we put this in the bank. Alright? So, orient your camera north. And then in the middle of the village, we're going to travel east. Also, this is a very popular botted fish spot. Lots of raw salmon and trout, okay? And we're going to be fishing here later because we have level 20 fishing, so we can come here once we have the correct rod and some feathers. We're going to do that later. Don't worry about it. But we're coming here later to fish, and these are good healing items. We can cook the trout at 15 cooking. My cooking is 9, so it's really easy to get 15 cooking. It's just not efficient to cook shrimp. Shrimp is better sold. So let me show you the map of where we're at and where we're going. All right, so this is the map. This is where we're at. And our goal is to walk to the bank that is literally right here. So we're going to go east, past this building, and then north a bit, and then east, and we're at the bank. And this is a really important bank that we're going to be using a lot of. So let's walk together. We've got 90 stamina. Very, very simple. All right. And the reason we're here is there is a marketplace called the Grand Exchange. This is where we're going to sell those logs, and we're going to buy a bunch of important quest items and other things, and gear and tools, and it's really going to make our lives a lot easier. So here's the bank. It's a bunch of green tinted windows. Just walk in, and then again, just bank everything. We're safe, all right? We did it. We got our 10,000 coins. We are pretty loaded for a new player. I gotta say, it's nice to have this much stuff. Now it's time to learn about the Grand Exchange. So, where is the Grand Exchange? Well, it's really close to the bank. Let me show you. So, here we are at the bank. If you follow this road north and a little bit west, you will hit the Grand Exchange. What is the Grand Exchange? It is the main marketplace, auction house, whatever you want to call it, of RuneScape, Old School Runescape. So you'll note that you're in the right place with these little statue hands with coins. They're holding coins. You go in here, and the music changes, and it's a very familiar tune. A lot of YouTubers use this. I think Tirzu uses this song in a lot of his videos. But anyway, let me show you what's happening. You're going to see a bunch of players crowded around with these glowing magic things. This is called alching. They're just taking items and turning it into raw gold, raw coins. Now something we'll be doing for a while. But anyway, here in the blue suits are the Grand Exchange clerks, and next to them are bankers. So you can right-click a banker, and you can access your bank right here if you want. Pretty cool. But we're going to go ahead and click Exchange on the Grand Exchange, and you could talk to them, and they'll explain exactly how the Grand Exchange works and blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to do something better. I'm going to visualize exactly how this works and show you a whole bunch of neat things. So, very first thing, because you're using RuneLite, there is a button here. And it's this button right over here. You can click it, and you could search any item in the game. So, let's start with shrimp. Alright, so we can see shrimps that are cooked are 27 GP or gold pieces, gold coins, whatever. Raw shrimp is 85. What does this mean? Also, this alch, like 3 alch, what does 3 alch mean? This means that if you take a shrimp and you cast high alchemy on it, it will turn it into 3 coins. That's all that means. That's what these people are doing with their spells. That's what they're doing right now. They're alching. Anyway, if you click one of these buttons, it's going to open a web browser. So let's click raw shrimp so I can kind of show you what's going on here. And throw it on the screen. So, hold on just a sec. Let's make sure we have this right. So, raw shrimp. Check it out. Buy price 83 coins 8 minutes ago, and sell price 80 coins 23 minutes ago. So, what does this mean? This means that when I open the Grand Exchange, and let's say I click the buy button, alright? And I click this box, and you can type here, so you can see I'm typing gibberish, right? Alright, so let's type shrimp, and just, like, don't push enter, but just wait a bit. You can see raw shrimp and shrimp. So if I click raw shrimp, I want to buy raw shrimp. It automatically fills in 83 here, right? But if we look at this, that's the wrong thing. I don't need this map anymore. We've already done that. If I open this, 83 coins is what someone paid 8 minutes ago. So it's a little confusing when you're just looking at these two screens. But there's a better way to visualize it, and this stuff here is just market trend. I'm gonna draw up a little image real quick so that I can better show you what the buy and the sell price is. And the best way to think about this is buy orders and sell orders. If you've played modern MMORPGs, you would be familiar with this term, but I'm gonna go ahead and just visualize it for you. Alright, so one of the best ways to explain this is to just take a more modern MMORPG. In this case, I'm just going to take Albion Online. It's a game that I have almost 1,000 videos about on this channel. It's a game I play all the time. But let me just show you a screen cap of, let's make this a little bit bigger, okay? It's a little grainy, but you can see it better this way. Okay, so here, I'm going to explain, and I'm going to show you how this pertains to RuneScape. So this would be the item that is for sale and you may be buying or selling. This is a scholar robe. It's a cloth robe, okay? Think of it like a wizard robe, all right? Now, in RuneScape, there is no sell and there is no buy button. Think of it like this. These do not exist in RuneScape. The only things that exist are sell order and buy order. So let me explain how that technically works, all right? So in this particular game, this is sell orders. This means this is people selling this item right now. So if I wanted to buy a robe here, the cheapest one for sale is 1,380 coins, okay? And I'm going to explain this right column for buy orders in just a sec. But you'll see here that there's a bunch for sale for 1,380. You'll see that each seller is only selling one at a time. And then here is 1,381, okay? So what this means is that if I wanted to do if I wanted to buy this robe, all right, and in the game, let's say I went to here, I'll just show you an example here. So I'm going to click the buy button, and I'm just going to type robe. And here we go. We have a blue wizard robe, okay? So again, it's going to pop up the number. But let's say that I'm willing to offer more money. Let's say I offer 3,559 coins to buy this wizard robe, okay? So pretend with me here. So let's say, you know, I typed in the price value here, 3,500, okay? And I'll show you a calculator, right? So let's say I offered 3,500 to buy the robe, okay? So what the game's going to do is it's going to take the cheapest sell order. These are players selling the item right now on the market, okay? And so I'm offering to pay 3,500. It's going to then buy the robe for me and subtract 1,380 from the total. And so what will happen is I will buy the robe and then I will receive back 2,120 coins, all right? So that's how that works. It's pretty simple. Now, let's say I own a robe and I want to sell it, okay? That's where this column comes in, all right? So these are called buy orders. This player here is offering 1,262 coins for the robe, all right? So if I want to sell a robe, this guy is offering the most money. And hold on, I just heard a noise and making sure it's not a random event. Okay, cool. So what this means, and let me show you in the game, if I go to the Grand Exchange and I click the sell button here, and I have a robe. I don't have anything in my inventory, but if I had a robe in my inventory, it would put it in this box. So let me get an item so I can better explain this to you. So let's actually pull out a black robe. There we go. All right, we withdrew the robe, and let's see if the game will even let me do it. There we go. So right now it puts in a number, right? So that is what I am willing to sell it for. And the way this works is it's going to list people willing to pay the most amount of coins, almost said silver. So right now, this guy is paying the most money for the robe, okay? Whereas this guy down here, he's willing to buy 200 of the robes at a cheaper price. So when I sell a robe, it's going to sell it to this guy because he's offering the most money, all right? Now, you'll notice that these are people offering to sell the robe as well, right? But because it is more than this, it will not sell instantly. So these set on the market until someone buys them, and these coins set on the market until someone sells it for that price. All right? So, I know that this may be confusing. If I take this robe and I increase the price to like 2,000, okay, the robe will go into this column here, all the way down, and it'll be 2,000, okay? So that means people have to buy all of these before they can buy mine. But if I lower the price down, and right now, 1,489, but let's say I offer, let's just say I say 900, okay, or 800. Let's say I put it in at 800. Well, what the game does, okay, is I'm offering 800 to sell it. What it's going to automatically do is sell it to this guy for 1,262. So what this means is that I will sell the robe, and I will receive 1,262 coins instead of the 800 that I was willing to sell it for, okay? That's all that means. Now, if this column... If this column is empty and there is no one offering money, then what happens is my 800 would go right here in this list, and it would look like this, all right? And it would be above everyone else's because this means I am undercutting their price, and I am now the cheapest seller. So when someone wants to buy the robe and then they go to the Grand Exchange and they click the buy button, and they type in, you know, the wizard robe for 800, then they would buy it from me. I hope this makes sense. And the best way to check these prices to make sure you're not massively overselling or underselling or selling at all is to use the Runelight button right here. This is Runelight. And then we're just going to type in robe. And then we can find the black wizard robe. The black robe right here, 1,489 GP. I left click this, it opens the web browser, pops up right here. And we can see that what happened is the last person to buy one 2 minutes ago paid this amount. So that means that if I wanted to sell these robes immediately, like if I wanted to buy these robes, I should offer a little bit more than this, and it would probably maybe hit this price, maybe. But if I'm selling the robes, I want to offer a little bit less than this so I can be the first one to sell, if that makes sense. So this is overcutting, undercutting. I hope this makes sense. It can be a little complex at first, but it's real simple, and I'll walk you through it in the game. Let's say, again, looking at this, let's say I want to sell the robes, and I want to make sure that my robes are cheaper than everyone else's so it sells very quickly, right? So what I would do is I would go to the Grand Exchange, here I am, and then I would go ahead and offer to sell, click the robe, and it automatically put 1,489, which is right here, okay? And so what I want to do now is I'd be like, you know what? I want to sell it, hold on, that's the wrong thing. I want to sell it a little bit cheaper, so I would undercut a little bit. And then when someone goes to buy it, if they have a buy order, it would automatically sell it to them, okay? But looking at this, the last person to buy one paid this amount, right? And so that means that the buy order is probably around here. All right, and I'm not saying, oh, penny pinch and jack up the price to that, because then, no, you're going to bury your sales below everyone else's. That's if you're buying. Like, if I go to exchange and I want to buy the robe, I'm going to type robe once again. There we go, and then we do black robe. All right, so to buy this quicker, I would want to pump this number up a bit. And what will happen is I'm going to offer 1,809 coins. Most likely someone is selling it around this price, so I will pay around this price and get refunded those extra coins that I overbid with. Hopefully this makes sense. So let's do a practice round with our logs. We have 91 logs. Now I'm going to tell you right now, if I right click these logs and withdraw all, I don't want to withdraw raw logs. That's silly. We're at the market. We do things sophisticated here. All right, what you want to do is down here, you want to withdraw it as a note. And that will withdraw all your logs as a piece of paper. It stacks infinitely as far as I know. I think maybe up to 10 million, I think. I don't know. But now when we go to exchange, and let's say I want to sell my logs, I just click the logs, and then I have quantity 91 here, and you can see selling for 87 each. This is where the plugin comes into play. So let me show you that once again. Okay, so we're going to type log, and then we're going to click this, and we're going to look. Sell price 88 coins. I'm going to offer it for a little bit less, so let's go back. 87, yeah, let's offer 83. We're going to get 7,462 coins. Let's hit confirm and see if it instantly sells, and it did. So this green line means the item's sold, all right? Logs are only used right now for free-to-play, because that's what we are. We're a free-to-play account. The only thing logs are used for is to level firemaking, and the only reason to make a fire is to cook, but we're going to be cooking on a stove because it has a higher success % chance rate. It's close to the bank. There's no reason to ever cook on a fire unless you're out in the wilderness or something and you just need a healing item or something, right? And the only reason to level firemaking is to watch a number go up, to increase your overall skill level. Leveling firemaking, yes, it lets you make longer camp. Look, you can see people leveling it right now around me. They're just spamming campfires, right? The higher level your fire making, the longer these campfires last, and you can use higher level logs to make a campfire. That's it. It really has no other use for free to play at all. But anyway, we're gonna click this box and collect our money. So you can see that we actually sold them at 91 each. So there you go. Even though we put it at 83, all right? And then there's a 2% convenience fee, all right? You know, taxes are taxes, but hey, we just made 7,917 coins from, and all we did, we chopped trees for, what, 10 minutes? That's all we did. And, okay, that guy's speaking a language I've never seen before, but anyway, so much for the USA server. There is a whole forest of trees right outside the market that you can chop down, okay? And then you can come in here and you can sell them, and it's just easy money, okay? And there may be a time when you're watching this, depending on how popular this video is in the algorithm, where logs are considered a botted item and you can't sell them, in which case you'll have to try to sell something else. So In which case, let me show you the example with shrimp. All right, we're going to withdraw it as a note. I'm just going to withdraw all of them. There we go. If I try to sell shrimp right now, and I click the sell button and I click shrimp, my account will be restricted from trading until I have 10 quest points. When you do quests, you get points for it. We'll talk about that later. A total skill level of 100 and has 20 hours of playtime. Now, obviously, this is a new character or account or whatever, so I don't have any of these requirements. I don't have 100 skill. I have 70. As far as playtime goes, let's see. My character's playtime currently is 3 hours and 7 minutes. So we got it quite a while on that, and we haven't done any quests. But after we do a bunch of quests, then we can sell these shrimps. So we got some work to do, and for now, the shrimps will go back in the bank, because that's good money, all right? And when I say good money, I mean good money for a new player, obviously. Right now, let's go over things to buy. We have 17,000 coins. Let's spend them. Let's open that grand exchange. And you don't have to have the money in your inventory. It will pull it directly from your bank, so don't worry. Remember, we're going to click the buy button. We're going to click this box, and then we're going to type Amulet of Power. You may be wondering, why are we buying an Amulet of Power? Now, there's two Amulet of Powers. There's this one and this one with a little T next to it. That means trimmed. It's like decorative. It's like cosmetic. This thing's really expensive, but the regular Amulet of Power should be rather affordable. 2,187 coins. I'm just going to pump those numbers to 2,500, hit confirm so I can get the quick sale. You'll notice here that I bought it at, let's see, I bought it at 1,867, and I got a refund of 663. So there we go. And this Amulet of Power, what does it do? All right, well, this thing is best in slots for free-to-play, all right? Prayer +1, melee +6, stab, slash, crush, magic range, you know, even defensive bonuses, all +6. So just go ahead and slap that bad boy on, all right? And that's going to essentially stay on forever, all right? As long as you're not going to, like, the full loot zones, obviously. But, hey, at 1,800 coins, it's very cheap. You can obviously very easily replace it. However, to craft this thing would take a very long time to be able to do. It's just way more efficient for us to just buy it. All right, item number 2 is the Black Axe. So we are going to go ahead and just type Black Axe. There we go, Black Axe. Woo, 373 coins. What a deal. Let's offer, you know, let's offer like 662. Why not? There we go. That way. Now you'll notice this didn't fill up. This did not fill up. So I'm just going to cancel because I want to quick buy it, okay? Get my money back and try again. So type Black Axe once again. And this time, you know, just pump those numbers up. See if we can get a quick sale. And there we go, we got it. This time we paid 1,000. And that's fine, that's fine. Now, you can't wield this, but we can use it to chop trees. So just having the Black Axe in your inventory... And we'll be able to equip this later. Don't worry. We're going to do a quest. We can easily put it on. But this allows us to chop trees insanely fast. And once we level up wood cutting more... Oh, look. It's not cutting as fast. Oh, there we go. We're level 13 wood cutting, right? But, hey, you know, 1,000 coins. Just chop 10 of these bad boys down. You know, it pays for itself, right? But the reason we upgraded this is because it makes wood cutting so much easier. And by the time we level up into the 30s or 40s, we can swap this for an adamant axe, a runic axe, etc., etc. So again, you're just upgrading your gathering tools as you level up. It's absolutely worth the money. Do not neglect upgrading your tools. Sitting on an iron axe, yes, you can still chop the trees. It's just going to take you way longer. It's very inefficient to do this. That is to do this with an iron axe and not a black axe, okay? Also, if you're wondering what these NPCs are, like, you see this guy? There's like a log icon underneath him. You can check prices. So you can see log 87 coins, willow logs 36, yew logs 201. Yeah, we want to unlock yew logs, right? So those take a lot longer to respawn. It's almost more efficient just to harvest regular logs. Like 3 regular logs, we can chop those faster than 1 yew log. But it is what it is. It just really depends on how lazy you want to be when you gather. All right, next up we're going, these might be expensive sometimes and sometimes they're not, but we're going to buy one of each, a black, yellow, white, and red bead. And if you got these from killing those imps earlier, great, don't buy them. But they are a 1 in 25 chance of dropping, And I played normally for like about 30 hours on another character without using the market. And I never got all 4. I got like 6 reds and 4 yellows and 2 blacks. And I never got a white one. But that's just luck for you. But what you're going to do, again, we're just going to type bead, the word bead. And now let's buy the black bead and, you know, just pay more, whatever. There we go. And then that was the black one. And then we'll go to the red one. And again, you know, it's pretty cheap, right? So we got black, red, go to bead, buy the white one next. Yeah, the white one's more expensive, whatever. And we got to claim these, so there we go. And again, we're getting refunds, you know, because we're overpaying, especially on that one. But you can see we got plenty of money to go around. And then the final bead. And again, this is, I typed Eid. I typed dead. Wow, I can't type today. Yellow. Yellow's the last one. All right, buy the yellow one. There we go. And now this will complete a quest which will rapidly level up our magic. But we're going to do that later. For now, just store it right here in the bank. There we go. Next up, you'll want to buy a spade. And I know there are places in the world where you can get this for free. It's just easier to just buy it now. And again, a spade is a shovel. And again, just, you know, overpay for it, like $300-400. There's always someone selling these things, very cheap. And again, they're a very common item. It's just easier to get it now than later. It'll save you trouble, that's all. Alright, so next up is the hammer. Now, obviously, this is being ultra lazy, but hammers are insanely cheap. But just in case they're not, I'll show you how to get a free one. Just south of the Grand Exchange is the bank area, right? Let me show you on the map. Again, the bank, just south of the bank, is the smithing tutor. That's all you gotta do. Just go to the smithing tutor, right just south of the bank. This is a very good bank for a lot of trade skills. Also, this guy wants to, the Frog Prince wants to talk to you. I love the little bonus things. But yeah, here's the Master Smithing Tutor. Just talk to him. You can get a hammer from this guy for free. Alright, and you can be, you know, just talk to him, go through the dialogue. There you go. He gave me a hammer. That's all. Then just walk away. Very rude of me. And then bank the hammer. You need the hammer for smithing, as you learned on Tutorial Island, but you need the hammer for quests, especially a very close one we're going to be doing soon. Next up is an onion. I know that these are free. You can literally go behind a farm and pick them for absolutely free. But it's out of the way for a while. We're not going to be going anywhere near onions. Just buy it now. They're super cheap anyway. Like, chop down one tree, you can buy an onion, right? Not a big deal. But we need it for a quest, and later you'll need it for more quests. But by then, we'll be picking them for free anyway. Number 7 is the Eye of Newt. Now, again, you can buy this from a vendor for like 2 coins, all right? So if you go onto the market and search Eye of Newt, and it's not super cheap like it is now. Like right now, it's 4 coins, and I can offer, you know, like 20 or whatever. It's fine, right? But if it's any more than that, there is a vendor that sells it for 2 coins, so we'll buy it from them later. And again, this is all just for a quest. All right, now you're going to buy 6 clay, 4 copper ores, and 2 iron ores. And this is just to skip a quest that levels up our mining super quick. And so there's clay, and again, we're just going to go to quantity and buy 6, and, you know, pay a little bit extra. There we go, and ta-da. Oh, I actually bought 7. Whoops, whatever, it's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, you don't have to watch me buy these. You already know how the market works. Number 9 is a Staff of Fire. Now, we're going to be getting an Air Staff and an Earth Staff for free, but the Staff of Fire, we're definitely going to want one of these for a quest, and to cast fireballs very early on, which is going to be the hardest hitting thing that we have this early. And later, you might want a water staff. You don't have to buy it now. You can always buy it later. But just make sure you pick up a Staff of Fire, and that's going to allow you to cast fire spells without using fire runes. Number 10 is the Mithril Scimitar, and I know it's probably pronounced scimitar. I don't care. I'm going to say it how it's spelt so that you can type it in easier and you know what I'm saying, all right? And while we can't wield this yet, we will after a very easy quest, so just go ahead and buy one now. Very cheap, cheaper to buy it from the Grand Exchange than the NPCs that are selling it. Alright, now buy an Iron Kite Shield. This thing is a way better shield than what the game gives you to start with. Super cheap. And looks like I didn't buy it at 139, so we'll try again. Again, just keep bidding on it. Iron Kite, just keep raising the price until you insta-buy one. It's, again, way cheaper than going to a shield vendor. Let's try to 300, whatever. Come on, there we go. We got it with 100 refund, so I paid 200 for it. Way, way better than the wooden shield that we have in the bank. And we could wear it right now. It's requirement defense level 1. All right, now go ahead and buy 200 air and mined runes, all right? And they're real cheap. They're like 1 to 2 each. I put 16 here, but I bought 200 for a price of 1,200 coins. Well, whatever. And there's a vendor. There's a guy down here that will tell you like the price of runes. Where is he at? Let's see. That's herbs, prices. Let's see. No, that's just. Oh yeah, it's over here. It's Murky Matt. You can just go to prices. You can see. Mine runes, 2 coins. Air runes, 6 coins. All right. So mine runes a little cheap at the moment. All right. Next up, we need to buy the Chronicle and Teleport cards. Now we can't buy the Chronicle at the Grand Exchange, and buying Teleport cards here is not a good deal. But you need at least just buy one. So type Teleport card, and you're gonna get overcharged. Just buy one. All right. We can buy these for 150 coins normally from the vendor, and we're gonna go buy the vendor later. But, again, you know, we're just going to pay for being lazy. Now, to get the Chronicle, I'm going to show you the map. So here's the Grand Exchange. We're going to go south along the road here, all the way down. And so we're going to go down outside of town here, right here at this Champions Guild. It's like right outside this building. It says Chronicle on your map. So all you got to do is go from here down to here. But before we go there, we are going to grab a few things from our bank. All right, so we are going to grab all of the air runes that we have, all of the mined runes that we have. We are then going to withdraw the fire staff. Where is it? There we go. Withdraw the fire staff. Withdraw your black skirt, wizard hat, vamp braces, black robe, and let's see, what else? Your coins, of course. You're going to grab the iron ore, the copper ore, and do not withdraw these as notes. That won't work, all right? The clay, there we go. That's going to fill up a lot of our inventory. And we need the hammer, so go ahead and withdraw the hammer. The beer, withdraw the beer. So we can kind of wait on the beer. It's just easier just to grab it now. We're going to grab the cooked meat as well. Don't eat the cooked meat. We need this for a quest, all right? Now, before we grab anything else, let's put on the gear. So we're going to just equip the all of the armor that we have here. There we go. The weapon and so on and so forth. That's going to free up some of our inventory space. Now we're going to grab all 4 beads. The black, the red, the white, and the yellow. We're also going to grab the spade, the Eye of Newt, and the onion. There we go. Now, I just want to point out, I haven't played in a while, so I kind of made a little small mistake. Down here is not where you buy the Chronicle. That is where the Chronicle teleports you. The Chronicle is actually for sale down in this area, so we'll go down there in just a little bit, but we're going to be turning in an early quest. And before we do that, I just want to get you familiar with one thing here. So, you know, this is the bank area. You're going to be using this bank a whole lot, and then, of course, this is the Grand Exchange. Now, just west of the bank, there's a little cooking range, and we're going to use that to burn the meat. That's right, the cooked meat we have, we need to burn it, all right? So all you got to do is go west into this house here, and thankfully you have rooftops turned off, otherwise it's really annoying to get into this house. And then you open this door just south, and then use the cooking range. Now, to burn the meat, all you gotta do is left click the stove, and there you go. You deliberately burn the nicely cooked meat. It's really that simple. Alright, so first thing we're gonna do Dorics Quest, and that's gonna free up all of these iron, copper, and clay items stuck in our inventory. So, how do we get there? So, here is where we're at, and we are going to take this western road through the Barbarian Village. That's where the Stronghold of Security is, by the way. Continuing along this west road that curves slightly north, and you'll see on the map here, quest, Dorics Quest not started. We're going to go in this little building right here, and it's straightforward. You just follow the road west. You can't miss it. Now, I know you may be tempted to fight things because we have our full wizard stuff out. We've got our runes on us. We are not fighting anything yet. We're not bothering, okay? And don't loot anything because it's going to mess up your inventory. We need an open space to get a pickaxe from Doric. And then when we turn in the quest, we are going to free up way more space. But yeah, I am out of stamina, so it's gonna be a long walk for me. And I know there's some of you guys out here that are just terrified of full loot PvP zones. Let me show you. If you go above this line, you have to click on the line and hop over, and the game warns you. This is the wilderness up here, all the way up here. This is all the full loot PvP zone crap. But we're safe down here, okay? Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're not in any danger. So here we are at Doric's place. We're just going to go ahead and talk to him, get his quest, and immediately turn it in. Alright, what brings you here? I want to use your whetstone, is what you're going to tell him. And he's like, it's for advanced smithing, blah, blah, blah. Before starting this quest, be aware that your skill levels are lower than recommended. It would want us to mine the iron, but we just bought it, so we're good. Or the clay, rather. Oh, no, the iron too, yeah. Start Dorics Quest? Yes. Yes, I will get you the materials. So you want 6 clay, 4 copper ore, and 2 iron ore. Well, hey, we already got that. You know, it's funny. You should require these exact things. What do you mean? I can usually fit 28 things in my backpack, and in a world full of literally limitless possibilities, a complete coincidence has occurred. Basically, this is bonus flavor quest text, meaning we did the quest before, you know, he asked it of us. Out of pure coincidence, wink wink. Despite definitely not knowing what you were about to request, I just so happen to have carried these exact items. Oh, what a coincidence. So there we go. And that gave us 1,300 mining experience points, which puts us at mining level 10, and it's very, very close to mining level 11. Super close. And as soon as we hit mining level 11, we can use the black pickaxe. Now, we already have the bronze pickaxe in our bank, so you can just drop that. He gives it to you for free. We don't need it. I also overbought clay, so I'm just going to drop that clay and free up this inventory space. Do a little bit of inventory management here, and there we go. But we won't be mining for a while, so there's no rush. Alright, so now it's time to do 3 quests at the same time, and so it's probably been about 30 minutes, especially since you've done all that fishing or whatever. No, that was after you teleport. So go ahead and teleport back to Lumbridge. And if your teleport is not up for some reason, well, walk. I mean, it is what it is, man. Unrelated, if you're ever wondering what song is playing, you can click the little harp icon, the music player, and it'll tell you playing. Right now it's Flute Salad. Alright, now we're going to knock out 3 quests all at the same time that give us a bunch of stat boosts. So, first off, we're going to talk to Father Eric. Here we are at Lumbridge, and when you open the map, he is literally right here. It's called Quest the Restless. And so, again, he's literally right here in the chapel, the big holy church-looking place, and his name is Father Eric, which is this guy right here in the corner. You can right-click him, talk to Father Eric. There we go. And we're going to ask him for a quest. I'm looking for a quest, and there you go. Now the game is going to be like, oh, we recommend combat level 10. You don't have to fight anything. We can just run from the fights. It's fine. Now, before we continue with this ghost quest, we need to pick up another quest, and we're going to talk to a guy named Vios? He's in the pub. We just go north. Remember where Adventurer John is? And if you want, you could claim some stuff, but we don't need to right now. But in this little bar area where Adventurer John is, I'll show you on the map just so you know you're not confused. Right in here, X marks the spot. That is the quest. So we're going to talk to Vios, this guy in the purple robes right here. And I'm looking for a quest. And there you go. We're going to go ahead and accept this. And he's going to have us dig up some treasure. X marks the spot, and guess what? That's what we have the spade for. Alright. And if you want to skip dialogue, just hold the space bar. And there you go. You don't have to read what he says. I'm going to tell you what to do. It's all good. So when you're running Rune Light and you use this treasure scroll, it'll, you know, you would normally have to solve this on your own. But lucky for us, Rune Light solves it immediately and it tells you exactly where to go. You see this little map icon. You're also going to see a yellow arrow on your mini-map. And so you just follow that. And so we're just going to run down to where that little notification is. And you see right there, it's telling us exactly where to dig. So we're just going to stand on this square, just like this guy in purple is. And then we're just going to use the spade. And there we go. We dug up the next treasure scroll. And then we read that one. And again, the map, we just open the map. It'll tell us exactly where to go. Which, it's a little far away. Not really. It's right here behind the castle. So, pretty close. And so here we are. We stand on the square. We click our spade. Left click. There we go. Digged up a mysterious orb. Then we can feel the orb. The orb is cold. Oh, boy. All right. Opening the map. The next clue is way over here. We're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to pick that up later. Now, one thing that isn't quest related, you see these like 3 characters in blue, the ranged combat tutor, the melee tutor, and the magic tutor. What you can do is, again, every 30 minutes, I talked about this at the start of the video, it's not super important to do, but since we have our runes on us and we have our magic gear on us, it's just a quick little bit of extra spells. You're going to right click the magic tutor, and you're going to click claim magic tutor. And it's, okay, well, I forgot a step. You're going to very quickly drop your Arid Mind runes, don't worry, and then we right-click and claim. There we go, and then we pick them back up. People can't steal these. When you drop an item, there's a timer before they can loot it. I think it's like 30 seconds or something, so hopefully your internet doesn't cut out or your power doesn't go out, but if it does, these are cheap. You can always buy more. It's not a big deal. All right, so now we're going to continue the Restless Ghost quest because it has a little bit of backtracking. So we're going to go right down here to this building. So we can just go west and then south, or you can go south and then it's however you want to get there. I want to give you a little tip for navigation is you can have your map open like I do right now, and then you can left click on the mini map and that will move you while you have the map open. Now you're going to miss a lot of the graphics in the game world doing this, but it is an easy, lazy way to just navigate around the game world. You can play however you want. This is efficient, but you're just staring at what is essentially a spreadsheet all day. I know this is not a spreadsheet. It's a figure of expression, okay? So you can see this is a quick and easy way to get there. I'm just clicking on the mini-map and navigating. But again, you're missing all the graphics and the players and the rats being murdered and all the action. Everything is... Everything's being missed. But here's Father Ernie, and we're going to get an amulet of ghost speaking from him. And there we go. So Father Eric sent me. There we go. And he's got a ghost in his graveyard. All right. And again, you know, just collect the amulet. You don't have to. I don't have to read this out to you. All right. So obviously you want to equip the Ghost Speak amulet. There we go. And what we're going to do now is we are going to go over here to the graveyard. By the way, if you run through the swamp, the rats will attack you. They are aggressive, but they're harmless. They're free. We don't have any healing items, but they're not going to one-shot you. You don't have to fight them. Just run. They won't chase. Anyway, so here is where we are at on the map. Again, we are in the graveyard, and we're going to go in this little gray building here. You can see there is a coffin, and then we are going to search the coffin, which will pop out the ghost. And because we have the ghost talking amulet, we can now talk to the restless ghost. And he says he's missing his skull. All right, and so it's like, tell me what the problem is. And he sends us to find his skull. Now, we can go ahead and replace our amulet back with the Amulet of Power. And don't get rid of this Ghost Speak amulet. You need this for future quests. So you can bank this if you want, though right now our inventory is pretty tidy. We don't really have to run to a bank, but you can if you want to. All right, now we're going to go to the Wizard's Tower, which is this area right here. It's called Wizard's Tower. Just go directly west through the swamp, cross the bridge down here, and I'll show you where to go from there. All right, so here we are at the Wizard's Tower, and careful with these wizards because they're just mobs that you would fight, but they're neutral. So don't left click them, you'll fight them, and wizards will kill you. Wizards will straight up kill you. Their spells hurt, okay? But you're going to climb down the ladder. All right, there we go. Down the ladder we go. And you're going to find, you're just going to walk to this altar here. So that would be on the eastern side of this room. You'll have to go through this door. And you really want some stamina before you do this. I technically don't, so I'm being a little risky here, but you're going to go to this altar, and you're going to grab the skull that's on it. And this is going to spawn a skeleton. We're just going to run from the skeleton, okay? There's the skeleton. We're just going to leave. We're just going to walk away from them, okay? Now, the cool thing about mobs is you can prop block them with the door, so you can just shut the door. And now the skeleton can't open the door, right? So he's just going to stay there forever. And I'm not sure if you can shoot spells over this, but the skeleton is just not worth fighting anyway. But yeah, that's all we do. Now, next time we are in Lumbridge, we're going to go back to that coffin, and we're going to use the ghost skull on it to complete the quest. But we're not done with this tower yet. We're going to now go up the stairs, all right? And then we're going to climb up the stairs again by right-clicking and clicking climb up. And then here we have a wizard named Wizard Mizgog. We're going to talk to him. He's on a table. There's like 4 little missing orbs here on the table. And you're going to say, give me a quest. And give me a quest what? Give me a quest, please. All right, there you go. That initiates the quest. Now, we already have his orbs, and we're going to start the Imp Catcher quest. And, you know, funny quest dialogue, hey, just so happens I happen to have the orbs. So he's going to put the orbs on this bowl. There we go. Gotta love this 2001 animation, right? Awesome stuff. And what that did is we got an Amulet of Accuracy, which we don't need because we have the Amulet of Power, but it gave us 875 magic experience points. And what that did was that pushed our magic level to level 8. That's right. We're a wizard, Harry. We're not quite, not yet. We're going to push this even further beyond. I know, Dragon Ball Z meme. Alright, from here we are going to continue with X marks the spot. So showing you on the map, we go directly north from the Wizard's Tower, right up here to the clue scroll. But we can also take a detour to this bank if we need to store any items. There's some good wood chopping here. There's some good fishing for anchovies. And also there's this holiday item trader, which is where I believe we get the Chronicle. I just want to talk about this bank and area real fast right down here in the Gielinor village, because this is a really good place also to chop trees. You have oak trees, regular trees, and willow trees. So I like to spend a lot of time here chopping trees, and we do have that black axe. So if you want to take a break and you need to eat and you just want to chill and watch movies, you could do so. You know, you don't have to quest immediately. You can go to this bank and start chopping some trees. I'm not going to do that right now, though, because I've been awake for about 20 hours. But I am going to store the Amulet of Accuracy and the Ghost Speak Amulet for now. But I'll keep everything else in my inventory. Now, right outside the bank is Diango. And Diango is the toy shop trader of sorts. He sells the Chronicle. So the Chronicle is valued at 300 coins. And we definitely want to buy 1 Chronicle. And you can also buy teleport cards from him, you know, for 150 each. So I'm just going to buy 5. There we go. And so the way it works is you take a teleport card and you put it into the book. And now the book has 6 charges. And when you use this Chronicle, what it's going to do is, and this will be useful for in a little bit, it's going to teleport you, it's going to teleport you up here to the Champions Guild, which is close to the city of Varick. All right, right up here. Well, this is the city, and this is where it teleports you. So it saves you from running from, like, say you're like down here in the corner. It's going to save you all this trouble of having to travel all the way up here. And because we aren't a high-level wizard, we can't cast spells to teleport around yet. Anyway, continue and go to the dig site where the map tells you to go, and then, of course, use the spade. There we are. And then read the next treasure scroll, and that'll show you the 4th spot on the map to go to. Let's see. It looks like mine hasn't updated. Alright, I'll show you where that is in a bit, but it's actually pretty close to another quest that we're going to do, and this is the Vampire Slayer quest. This is going to get us a lot of combat levels, and it's really easy to do. Everyone makes it like this big scary thing, but it's so simple. So right here at Gielinor Village, we have the wheat fields, and then to the left of the wheat fields is this house where it says Vampire Slayer with a Y. And we're just going to go into that house, and we're going to talk to Morgan. And that starts the quest. So we're talking to Morgan. Help us, adventurer, blah, blah, blah. Right? And it says recommended combat level 20. But don't worry, we're going to make the vampire very weak. All right, so we're going to start the quest. All right. And then basically it gives you all the info. But before we do anything else, we're going to walk up the stairs of Morgan's house. And there is a cupboard here in the corner. You're going to open the cupboard. And there's just a random woman you can attack. Don't worry about that. Then search the cupboard, and you'll get a garlic. Now, every guide ever tells you to grab one garlic. And this is going to weaken the vampire. I don't have proof that this works, but it seems to work for me. Just keep searching the cupboard and grab multiple garlics. Alright, grab a whole bunch of garlics. Like I don't know, 9 or 10 of them, right? And every time I've ever done this, on all my test runs, the vampire hits me for 0 while I'm naked. I don't know if that's just me getting lucky every single time, or if it's because I stacked a bunch of garlic. I don't know. I don't know if it's a bug intended, a feature, but just do it anyway, just in case. Anyway, the last spot is the pig pen here, and so pretty simple stuff. You just go into the pig pen, and where's the pig pen on the map? I will show you. So, again, here's the market, and just north of the market is right here in the pig pen. And then when you dig, there you go, you get the ancient casket. Oh boy. Alright, must have been the wind. And then you open the ancient casket. Alright, or not yet, I guess. Now to turn in X marks the spot, we are going to go right here to this Ship to Great Corund area. So all we gotta do is walk north, through this gate, and then southwest. It's really simple, it's really close. And you'll see him right here on the dock. He's the purple-robed guy we talked to in the pub earlier. There we go. Hello, Vios. How's the treasure hunt going? I found the treasure. You give him the casket. What's in the casket? Ah, it's nothing important. Alright, here's your reward. Woo! You have the ability to receive clue scroll boxes. I'm pretty sure you get that anyway, just by chopping trees or gathering anyway. At least on one of my characters, that's what it did. But, yeah, there you go. Alright, and then we don't need to talk to him anymore. So, we also get a lamp. So you can rub the lamp, and you could level something up, okay? This is entirely up to you what you want to level. Alright, prayer is pretty annoying to level. I wouldn't do the combat stuff. I wouldn't do AFK things like wood cutting or fishing, really. Crafting, it's a money sink. You don't have to do it, right? And, you know, if you don't want to grind as much, you could dump it into magic, because we need level 13 magic. We're going to have to grind a bit for that. It's like minutes worth of grinding, though. Other than that, you could also put it into mining, so that we can get level 11 mining for a black pickaxe without having to actually go mine. And I'm just gonna dump it into magic and confirm. There we go. Boom. All right, 300x speed of magic, and that puts us at level 10. Cool. So yeah, there we go. But we got some more questing to do. All right, so next we're going to go to Hetty, and she's pretty close. She is right down here where it says Quest Witch's Potion. We are just going to travel west and then south just a little bit right down here. And because we're near a bank, or no, we're not. Never mind. I swear there used to be a bank here, but I haven't played in a long time, guys. Anyway, we're gonna go southwest to Hetty and go ahead and start that quest. And it's very quick because we already have the ingredients, and it's basically talk to her, start the quest, kill a rat, turn it in, and that's more magic XP. All right, so Hetty is the witch with the black robes and the hat. So we're just going to go ahead and open the door, get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur. Anyway, talk to Hetty, and I am in search of a quest, blah, blah, blah. There we go. And then we're going to start the quest. There we go. And she's going to ask, what do you need? Whatever. But what we're going to do now is we're going to walk directly east. So I'm facing my camera north. We're going to walk, west. We're going to go walk west. There's a house with a bunch of rats in it. And we're just going to kill a rat. Okay, they're level 1. We have a staff. We can just beat it. There you go, just smash it. There we go. And wow, we leveled up from that. Okay, well, they drop a rat's tail. They only drop the tail after you start the quest. Then we just go talk to Hetty and turn everything in. So that'll be the tail, the burnt meat, the Eye of Newt, yada, 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 right? I have everything. There we go. Anyway, the story is you drink from a cauldron. And, yeah, so let's see. Click the cauldron to drink from it. And that completes the quest. And that gives us magic XP. Yay! So now our magic is level 11. And we have the weakened spell. Unfortunately, we need level 13 for the next big quest, but that's easy to grind. It's very easy. Alright, so now we're going to use the Chronicle to teleport. Alright, there we go. Simple enough. And if you're a cheapskate and you really don't want to use the teleport, then walk your butt up here, okay? And we're going to go into the town of Varick, and we're going to go to the pub. It's literally right here. So, again, I have this routed where you can get here very, very quickly, okay? Anyway, so at the pub, we already have a beer. Don't drink it. We're going to give it to somebody, okay? And that somebody's going to give us a steak to kill a vampire. So you're going to look for this weird guy in a white robe with a gray beard, and he's kind of imbalanced, okay? You're going to talk to Dr. Harlow. All right, buy me a drink, plish, he says. And Morgan needs your help. All right, Morgan, you shay? Anyway, you can read the dialogue yourself. I don't have to read it to you. I'm not your dad. And we're going to talk to him again. Buy me a drink. Here you go. Now, normally, if you don't have the beer already, you just go to the bartender and you buy it for 2 coins. It's very cheap. But we got it for free because we stole it off a table at the barbarian place. Anyway, we give him the beer, and he's going to teach us how to kill vampires. So he gives us a steak. All right? Now, we don't have to actually use the steak. It just needs to be in our inventory, along with the hammer. The hammer drives in the steak when we kill the vampire to fully kill the vampire. That's all there is to it. So we have everything we need now to kill the vampire. Well, not quite everything. With our current character, we have 10 HP. We have no healing items whatsoever. We're a little bit vulnerable to the vampire. We don't have a way to kill him. We're not strong enough in any kind of weaponry, except we've been training our mage ability, and we just need level 13. Alright, just to follow along, I'm going to deposit this scroll box for beginners. I'm going to keep everything else, with us. We don't need the spade anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and put that away as well. Having Chronicle in your inventory, it's okay, but I'm going to go ahead and bank it for now just because I don't need it. And then I'm going to go to the Grand Exchange. We're going to buy a few healing items, but you could also just fish some healing items if you want, but it's just way faster just freaking buy some. Alright, so go to the Grand Exchange because we're near it, and we're going to buy some salmon, some cooked salmon. Don't buy the raw stuff, buy, it just says salmon, okay? And yes, I'm pronouncing it that way on purpose. Alright, and I'm going to buy like 6 or 7, we could sell these back later, right? Let's buy 8, or let's buy 9, just buy a bunch, it's fine. These are going to heal us for 9 hit points each. We have a maximum hit point pool of 10, so this is basically a full heal right now, right? And again, I'm just going to put in 1,000 coins. That's like, what, 10 trees? Who cares? And we get a bunch of that money back, but we have our 9 salmon. Now, you'll notice that it gave it to us as a note. So all you got to do is go to the banker and then just deposit all of those and then withdraw all of those. So there we go. We got a bunch of heals. All right, we're not quite ready to go. We need to level up our magic just a tiny little bit more. But before we do that, we need to go back to Lumbridge. So hopefully your teleport is ready. If it isn't, there's a faster way to get home. It's a little bit annoying though. And that is to put everything in your bank, including all of your gear. And then all you gotta do is go over here to the Barbarian Village, go into the Stronghold of Security, go down to the deep level, and then die. That will death warp you all the way back down here to Lumbridge. It's faster than walking. And there's no death penalty if you're naked, whatever. But for me, because I'm making a video, I've taken my time. I can just teleport back to Lumbridge. And we're going to be getting some quest rewards. And we're going to level up our magic just a bit to get Fireball or Fire something. What's it called? Fire Strike. All right, before we do anything, let's turn in Restless Ghost. So open your inventory, go back to the graveyard, which is south of Lumbridge. Remember, it's this gray box right here where that coffin was, okay? You just go in there, and we have the skull that the ghost wants, so we're going to click the skull, all right? We're going to right-click the skull and click Use, and then click the coffin. Oh, I guess we have to open it. It was open, jeez. Anyway, go ahead and click Use, click the coffin, and hey, look, a cutscene. Wow, thank you, stranger. Thank you, kind stranger, for the Reddit gold. Oh, wow, look at these amazing graphics. And there we go. Yay, we did it. All right, so 1,125 prayer XP. And yeah, look at that. We're prayer level 9, baby. And we got Mystic Will. So check it out. We got some powers. Defense, Strength, Thought. We have Sharp Eye and Mystic Will. Increases your magical attack and defense by 5%. We're going to be using this in the fight with the vampire. You don't have to use it. It's just theatrical to do it. All right, so it's time to go back to Adventurer John. Remember him? He's the guy with the blue armor and the big sword at the very start of the game. We're going to go get a bunch of rewards from him because we've been leveling stuff up and he is ready to cash out. Cash in, whatever. Okay, remember, he's the guy right here. He's got the big sword. He's got it put in the ground. He's looking all cool. We're going to hit claim on him by right-clicking. I'd like to claim my rewards. So there we go. And he gave us some water runes and some other stuff. There we go. And he gave us some more staffs. He gave us an air staff and an earth staff. All right. He also gave us the fishing rod and fishing bait. All right. There we go. And we need more inventory space for the rest. So we're going to go bank the fishing rod. We're going to bank the staff of air. We need the staff of earth to level to 13. So we're going to keep that. Yeah, and we can put our money away. We don't need the money anymore for a while. So, you remember where the bank is at, right? You go into the Lumbridge little castle here. You right-click the stairs. You click top floor. I'm going to skip ahead. You know how to do this. So I'm going to deposit the money. I'm going to deposit these water runes. I'm going to deposit this air staff. I'm going to deposit the fishing rod and the fishing bait. There we go. Then I'm going to go back to John and get some more rewards. There shouldn't really be much more to get. All right, so I click claim on him once again. There we go. So now we got the iron pickaxe. We also got 20 tin ore and copper ore. All right. And he also gave us a lamp of the gatherer. So this lamp will level one of our gathering skills. Well, I'm just going to level mining so I can push it to 11, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, it's level 11. So we can just go buy a black pickaxe. See, you can now mine with a black pickaxe. So we can buy that from the Grand Exchange, but we're not going to be mining for a little bit, so it's not necessary right now. And even if you really don't want to mine, I mean, you could put it in whatever you want. It's just that chopping trees is mostly AFKable because the thicker, bigger, higher level trees, you chop multiple logs from those. It's only the low level trees you chop once and they disappear. And fishing is AFKable, of course. Like, all forms of fishing is AFKable. You just click on the fishing node and wait until it gets empty. That's all there is to it. All right, so first things first, we are going to equip the Staff of Earth by just left-clicking it. We're then going to go to the combat area here. We're going to click the bottom spell button, not this top one. This levels defense and spell. We just want to level spells. And we're going to select Earth Strike. This will use Earth Runes, which we have a staff for, giving us infinite. We have the Mind Runes and the Air Runes. So we're going to then equip that. And that's all we need. Now, all we got to do is just left-click things and blow them up until we hit level 13 magic. And it's very fast. It's very quick to do. You can just attack everything. You don't have to worry about looting things right now. Just level up to 13. Blast everything, all right? So I'm just going to run up here. I'm running north. There's goblins on the road. Yeah, you can just click a goblin. There we go. Just shoot mud balls at them, and they're going to die very quick, right? Like, they get that one got two-shotted, okay? And there's cows. Cows have a good chunk of health, and they're not going to really hurt us. Cows aren't very dangerous. Alright, so again, just click on stuff, and there we go. We're already level 12 wizard. It does not take a lot of time. Like, you kill like 5 or 6 more things, and you'll be level 13. Alright, so when you are level 13, you're going to now equip the Staff of Fire. You're going to click the bottom right combat options here, click Spell, and select Fire Strike. Alright, and this uses Fire Runes, which we have a Fire Staff, giving us infinite Fire Runes. Mind Runes and Air Runes, which we have 500 of each, alright? Very, very plentiful amounts. And you could try this spell out. Like, you could shoot a cow with your Fire Strike. It's going to hit really freaking hard at 6. Yeah, 6 is pretty good. So yeah, you can nuke things, and you could sit here and level up more if you want, but you don't really need to. Now, before setting out, make sure you have the following: a stake, a hammer, garlic, and your salmon, all right? And what we're going to do is we are going to go up here to this this spooky manor. So we're going to go, well, from Lumbridge, you're going to go north along the road and then west. And then when you hit this little area, you're going to go north. It's real close. All right, and I'm going to show you how to get to the vampire to slay him. Now, the funny thing is this quest, I have searched the entire internet. I've searched Discords, forum boards, asked around on multiple streams of very popular, you know, OSRS streamers. And none of them have ever seen, as far as I know, no one's seen an account do the Vampire Slayer quest this early, this soon, this undergeared, this low leveled. But once you get to the front door of the manor, you're going to actually walk around to the right side of it. All right, and we're not going to do any kind of bugs or glitches. We're not going to do what's called safe spotting. Safe spotting in this game is whenever you get into an area where the enemy simply won't attack you. All right, we're just going to face tank them. All right, we got Salmon to heal. And we got spell, like, he's weak to fire, so we're just going to burn his ass, all right? But, yeah, you're about to do something really crazy. And you may be thinking, Soul Benji, why don't you wear plate armor? Why don't you armor up? Armor makes your magic accuracy go way down, all right? We have the Amulet of Power. We have the Vam Braces. We have the black skirt, robe, and hat with a Staff of Fire, and plenty of heals, and decent levels in our magic, and so on and so forth. We can absolutely take this guy on. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this door now. And again, if you don't know where I'm at on the map, I'm going to show you. I'm right here. I'm right here. Okay. You know how to navigate the map. And now, there's another player here running around. He's level 5. What's he doing? All right. What does my level show as? My level shows as 9. Okay, cool. So anyway, we're going to go down these stairs. There's a chair coming at me. Spooky. Right, and here we go. This is the boss fight. We're going to click the coffin. The vampire's going to pop out. We're going to have our inventory open. We're going to left-click him. We're going to shoot him with fireballs. And anytime he hits our health by a good chunk, we're just going to eat a salmon. And we're going to out-trade him. Guaranteed. So here we go. Let's get ready. All right, and so we click the coffin. There we go. He's going to immediately pop out. He will be weakened by the garlic. I'm going to right-click to make sure I'm attacking him, and then click attack. There we go. I hit him for 9. That's like half his health. One-shotted. 6. He hit me for 2. He hit me for 0. 4. He's gonna die, right? He hit me again for 0. 2. I'm gonna eat a salmon. There we go. And I'm fully healed. He can't heal unless I miss all my attacks. He hits me for 3. I hit him for 2. He hit me for 1. I'm gonna eat another salmon. There we go. I hit him for 6. Look, he's going down, bro. He hit me for 2, I hit him for 7, he's dead. And because we have the stake, the character automatically hammers the stake into his heart, killing the vampire. This gives us 4,825 attack experience points, putting our attack at level 20. Alright, we can use mithril weapons now. And there we go. So we're going to go back to Adventurer John and collect some rewards. And then we're going to put on the mithril scimitar. Scimitar, I know. Okay, this chair is chasing me, bros. You ever hear of that game? It's called, like, Date Everything. You can date the chair. Jeremy. Voiced by Jeremy. I don't know. I think that's corny. But anyway, the branches. We got salmon. Eat a salmon. And fully healed. It's that easy, bro. These are magical fish, and you can fish these at level 25, okay? I've already set you up for that, but we need feathers, and we're gonna farm some feathers, bro. That's next, okay? But let's go ahead and you know, my teleport's still down for 15 minutes. You can see the cooldown in the top left corner. Oh, by the way, here's a highwayman. No, this wasn't coincidental. Kill a highwayman, all right? They're located right here at the crossroads. I'll show you on the map. There's a reason why we're killing the highwayman, okay? He always drops a black cape. Alright? Also some bones. You can bury the bones. But the black cape gives you +1 to slash, crush, and range. And now we have a cape. Look at that. We're freaking geared up, boys. Yeah, make your way back to Lumbridge and get to Adventurer John. So we're going to go east and then south. Right here, just south of the pub, that's where Adventurer John is. And if you skipped to this part of the video and ignored the entire rest of the video and you're like, I don't know who Adventurer John is, he's not in my game, I went there and he's not there. That's because when you did Tutorial Island, you told the guy that you were an experienced player. So that's your fault. Oops. Oh, and remember, because it's been 30 minutes, you can go back to the trainer, drop your runes, right-click them, claim, and get 30 more of each, pick up your runes, and there you go, you got some more spells, baby. Even though, again, that's saving you like 100 coins, which is like literally nothing. But we're gonna go claim again to Adventurer John here, and he's gonna give us a mithril. He's gonna give us steel, but also the black longsword and the mithril longsword, which we're not gonna use right now because we have a mithril scimitar, which is a higher DPS weapon, and it's just overall better for XP or leveling up. And yes, before you point out in the comments, I forgot to use my prayers against the vampire. It's fine. It's fine. Who cares? Whatever. We still beat him without it, like I said. Anyway, go to the banker, and we're going to bank everything. Just go ahead and throw it all in storage. And then also your gear. Take off all your wizard stuff. Take off your hat, your robe, your skirt, your staff. But keep on the vam braces, the cape, and the amulet. And then, of course, bank all of that. And here's what you're going to pull out. You're going to pull out your iron helmet, iron chain body, iron leg plates, your mithril scimitar, your iron kite shield. All right. And then you're going to put it all on. So, doop, doop, doop. And the reason we use this is not only for defense, but for offense as well. And so your character should look a little something like this. We don't have boots. We don't have boots, but we can get boots later. Boots are... The stats that boots give you at this level are so minute, so small, that it would not make a single difference of how hard we hit or how much damage we take. It's literally just for looks. So just go barefoot, you know, in the kitchen, you know, like... you get the meme, right? Also, as far as rings go, rings do not do anything until you get membership. There is no rings that a free-to-play player can get that do anything useful. So they're just for show, just for decoration. All right, so we're going to level combat now, but hey, our attack is already leveled up. So if you're new to RuneScape, let me explain the combat stats just real quick. So attack. By leveling attack, you can unlock and wield better weapons. That's why we can use a mithril scimitar already. Okay? What your attack stat does, it's technically your accuracy. It's your chance to hit the enemy through their defenses or their evasion or whatever, okay? You have HP, which is leveled through combat, and the more you level HP, the more hit points you have. You start the game with 10, all right? Now, next up is strength. Strength is leveled by how you participate in combat, and I'll talk about that in just a bit, but strength determines how hard you hit. So by leveling lots of strength, you will deal more and more damage, and combat XP is based on how much damage you deal. So the more and the harder you hit, the more damage you deal per attack, the faster you level up. So strength is very important. All right, and then we have defense. Defense is damage mitigation. It lowers how much damage you take, if you take any damage at all, but also it dictates the quality of defensive gear you can wear, your armor and your shield. So you want to level defense so that you can have better armor and shields, so that you can fight tougher enemies without taking as much damage, all right? And so to level these stats up, whenever you go to your combat options down here, you have different options. You have, like, with the scimitar, we have chop, slash, lunge, and block. If you mouse over these, like right now on chop, this is leveling our accuracy, or attack XP. We don't want that. So if we switch to slash, or aggressive style, this levels strength XP. Lunge is going to share the XP amongst all three, and block is going to level defense. Now, for long swords, because we were given a mithril longsword, here it is in, well, here it is in the bank, right? This thing is very good for leveling your stats all around. It's better than the scimitar. However, the scimitar has a terrible stab attack, all right? You can see mithril longsword. Let's go ahead and pull it out so I can show and compare real quick. And then let me take this off. Alright, so you can see here the mithril longsword has a stab attack of plus 15 and a slash of plus 20. The mithril scimitar has a stab of plus 5 and a slash of 21. So it wins on slash, it heavily loses on stab. Also has no defense, whereas the longsword has some defense. Now here's the thing too. The game doesn't show you this, but these have different attack speeds. The mithril longsword attacks every 3 ticks? 3 seconds? Whatever. And the scimitar attacks every 2.4 seconds or 2.4 ticks. I'm not sure which one is which. Whatever. It's not important. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink this stuff, okay? The point is that the scimitar is a higher DPS weapon, and because our attack is already level 20, we don't need to level that right now. We need to level strength and defense. And so, when we equip the scimitar, you can see that our slash, or strength, is a slash attack, and the block is also a slash attack, and that slash attack is not only faster than the longsword, it deals more damage, alright? Whereas, when we have our stats evened out, we want to do a stab attack to share the XP, so we're leveling attack, defense, and strength all at once. And some people will argue that you should just mass pump strength up so that you hit harder, then you can level attack, and then level defense, and it's technically faster. And maybe it is. But I'm one of those guys that likes to do everything evenly. When I go out to eat and I eat food, the plate of food, if there's like 4 different things to eat, I eat like 1 bite of rice, 1 bite of beans, 1 bite of the enchilada, and then I just kind of rotate it around so it's all being eaten equally, alright? I don't know why I do that, but that's my preferred playstyle, and that preferred playstyle favors a longsword over a scimitar. So that's why I'm keeping this around. Also, you can just vendor these, you can throw them on the ground, whatever. They're not really worth that much coins. It's up to you, but right now I'm only using 49 out of 440 bank spots, and I could buy more bank spots. You can also add a PIN number. You can talk to the banker about that. I'm not going to teach you that. I think that's stupid. If your account gets hacked, it's gone anyway, whatever. And they'll just brute force it, really. But that'll give you some more bank spots too. So we have our metal combat gear equipped, we have our weapon equipped, and what we want to do is make sure your inventory is completely empty. And we're going to start out by fighting chickens. And you may be wondering, why are we fighting chickens? I didn't level all of this up, and we're fighting the weakest, lowest HP enemy in the game, a chicken. Really? Really, Soulbidge, we're going to kill chickens? Yes. Yes, we are, and here's why. Chickens give feathers, they give meat, and they give bones. They are way, way better to kill than anything else at the moment. Later, we will kill cows, which will give us meat, bones, and hide. The hide will be used to level our crafting skill, but we don't need to kill... You can kill a cow right now, but what's more important is getting feathers and chicken meat, because chicken meat we can cook, level our cooking. The feathers, we need feathers in order to fish, okay? To fish for delicious salmon, right? Yes, I'm going to keep calling it salmon. Anyway, we don't want to go to this chicken coop. Look how many players are in here. Look at all the damn drops. This place is a freaking mess. You're going to be competing with a whole bunch of other players. This is one of the least populated servers, and there's already a bunch of players at the chicken coop, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this part of the map, okay? What we're going to do is we are going to... Hold on, let me show you. Where is... Okay, so we're going to walk past Gielinor Village, continuing west, and go to the South Falador Farm right in here. And there's a bunch of chickens, and it's very close to this bank. So we're going to go chicken kill, bank, bank. Now, the cool thing is that we are going to consume the bones as the chicken... When we don't eat them, you bury them. If you haven't been reading or paying attention. Also, if you haven't killed the highwayman, go ahead and kill him. You can easily kill him. But get your cape, whatever. Anyway, you bury the bones for prayer XP. The feathers all stack in a single inventory slot. And the raw chicken does not stack. But the raw chicken, you go bank it, and later we'll mass cook it. And chicken sells pretty good. I'll even show you real quick. Let me switch my display settings here. Okay, there we go. And if I type chicken... Again, I'm using RuneLite. I'm using the thing here. Raw chicken, bad. 13 gold pieces. Cooked chicken, 105 gold pieces. That's pretty good. But you can also eat them for some health. It's, it's better just to sell them, honestly. So here we are, and this place is very, very uncrowded. I love this place. It's really, really good for chickens. You know, you get undisturbed, but just go ahead and left-click a chicken, and you're going to hit them for a bunch of damage. You're going to almost one-shot them sometimes. But yeah, just go ahead and chop up some chickens, and then loot them, and you're going to kill them pretty fast, but they're going to respawn pretty fast. And again, when you have a bunch of bones stacked up in your inventory, just bury them. That's going to level your prayer. And as you fight more and more chickens and get more strength, you're not going to hit for 0 anymore. So, again, you're going to be hitting pretty good. It just takes a little bit of time, but just go ahead and scoop up all the loot. And it's very important that you keep all of these feathers. Every single feather you get is a fish that you will fish up later, okay? Think of it like that, all right? Feathers aren't really worth hardly anything on the market, and they never have an upswing anyway. But, yeah. There's also more chickens over here, but it looks like some players are in the coop at the moment. As far as eggs go, you don't need to loot the eggs. There's no use for eggs right now. Yes, you can make stuff later with eggs, but they're not really that valuable. Just keep killing chickens, keep looting chickens, keep burying the bones. When your inventory is full of raw chicken, go bank. And again, I recommend that you bank just southeast of this chicken area. It is right over here. It's literally just go east and then south, and you're right there. Now, you may be wondering, when do you stop killing chickens? All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to keep an eye on your strength stat, which is what you should be leveling first, by the way. And you'll notice that once you start slashing for 3 damage, take note of what your strength number is. Then double that number, all right? So if you start slashing these chickens at 3 damage on the regular, and your strength is level 6, then you would stop at strength 12. This means you would be slashing for 4 damage, and you would be, because chickens only have 3 HP. If you're overkilling them, you're not earning as much XP as efficiently as you should. And then we move on to cows. So at strength level 7, I have now hit a chicken for 3 damage. There we go. We one-shot them. Boom, right? And so, we don't want to stick around chickens too much longer. We can raise strength to about 14 or so before we start hitting for 4s and 5s. But, at that point, it's time to move on to cows. And cows drop meat, they drop bones, they drop cowhide, which we can turn into leather, which is used for crafting XP. Though we're not really crafting anything we can use, it's just, hey, watch your skill number go up, I guess. Alright, so just after 3 inventories worth of chicken, I am at 78 chickens, 605 feathers, and a strength stat of 9. So again, you level up really fast because I'm already constantly almost hitting every other chicken for 3, and 605 feathers is quite a bit. That's a lot of fish. You might want more though, because fishing is pretty good. Now, while you're here killing chickens, hopefully there's not a spellcaster taking up a chicken with a 0 damage spell to level spell. Whatever, that just ruins the spawns. Also, if the area gets overpopulated, you can actually use Rune Light here. Let me show you. You can use the world changer on the side. Let's see, where is it at? World Switcher. You can switch worlds, and hopefully there's not a dude taking up one of the spawns, but it's not a big deal. But what I want to point out is that there's a bucket here in the corner next to these water barrels. And if you walk through the house going north, there is a dairy cow up here. And all you got to do with the bucket is right-click and then go to Milk Dairy Cow. And with a bucket of milk, you can make cakes at cooking level 40. And then even later than that, you can make chocolate cakes. And cakes are a food item that you can eat 3 times. They heal you, like chocolate cake heals you 3 times for 5 each. It's also, you need buckets of milk for some quests, so you can just throw these buckets of milk in your bank and forget about them until, weeks later when you're like, oh, I need that for a quest, or I want to make some cakes, whatever. It's just some prep. That's all. Now, you can also use the buckets to fill with water, but in most places where you would need a water bucket, there's usually a sink nearby, like, mills and kitchens and whatnot, so it's just something you can collect while you're here if you get bored to fill your stash with, but it is what it is. Now, you can also use a max hit calculator. For instance, let me just kind of show you a random one here. You can see that I put my strength stat at 13. I've got the scimitar and the amulet of power. I also have it set to aggressive slash, and my max hit is 3. And when I level this to 14, like I said, 7 doubled is 14. Now max hit is 4. So that means, you know, because I'm max hitting for 4 instead of 3, it's time to move on to cows, because I'm basically losing 1 damage worth of XP, potentially per slash. It doesn't mean I'm going to be slashing for 4 every time. It just means that when I do, I don't get as much XP. So, alright, we have hit level 14 strength, and that was 166 chickens. And here's the stats: 14 strength, 13 hit points, 13 prayer. Alright, at 14 strength, we are now killing cows. And cows are going to fill your inventory up a little bit faster, simply because they drop beef, the cowhide, and bones. So you're getting 2 slots filled per kill. They have 8 HP instead of 3, so you are able to farm more XP from them a little bit faster, but it is what it is. And as far as killing the calves, well, they drop the same loot, and they're just easier to kill. So it's up to you if you want to kill them or not. If you feel bad, too bad. It's a pixelated baby cow. It's not real. Get over it. So when do you stop killing cows? Well, at 453 hide, you will get to level 28 crafting, and then it's pretty slow after that with just hide. You generally want to use silver, gold, and diamonds to push your crafting beyond that. But generally, you can stay on cows for a very, very long time. The problem with cowhide and even leather and stuff is that until you get enough quest points, you've played for 20 hours, and yada, 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 you can't sell it on the market. So you also have to get it tanned, and that costs money and traveling, and we can talk about that later in the video. It's not important right now, but you're going to be grinding on cows for quite a while. You can also stop killing cows at Adamant Scimitar and 45 Strength, because then you'll be hitting for 9. So yeah, it's quite a while. It's quite a grind. Oh, and as far as where cows are at, well, it's real simple. They're right above the chickens. Also, if this area is crowded or you just don't want to walk to this bank, then the Lumbridge Bank is right here. You know where that's at. This is where you literally teleport every time you die or go home. Right just north of the area, right here at the pub. This is where Adventurer John is. You keep going north, there's a big sheep pen here, and then right next to the sheep pen is a big cow pen. This one's very popular with lots of people. It's also further from the bank, technically, so I don't really use it as often as I do this one. And this one's usually pretty empty, but sometimes you'll have really high-level archers with really good arrows just shoot all the cows, and they won't bother to pick up their arrows, so it's free loot. You can pick up all their arrows, so really nice. But, you know, this one's nice and peaceful, gives you plenty of cows to kill and kill at your own pace. Like me personally, I'm a bit of a pack rat, so when a bunch of other players are dumping arrows all over the arena, all over the field, whatever you want to call it, I spend all my time loading my inventory full of their meat and hide and bones, and I don't end up killing or leveling anything up. I'm just constantly looting and running between the bank and looting like a pack mule. And that's you know, if I'm away from those players, I won't be doing that. I'll actually be leveling up my skills. Also, just like chicken, you want to cook the beef, because the price of cooked meat is 106 gold pieces, whereas raw beef is only 44. So yeah, cook your meat. You need the cooking XP anyway. And don't be cheap and don't be lazy. Pick up everything, bury the bones. Run between the bank. You're gonna regret it later if you aren't banking. Alright, so I want to discuss how much time you would have saved, or how much time you have saved by following this guide. So, I have a character who hasn't quested at all. Just no questing, just pure grinding. This character is level 22 attack, 23 HP, 21 strength, 21 defense, 34 fishing, which is not a lot. 20 to 34 plus fishing is very quick. Level 6 mining, alright, 32 cooking, again, cooking very easy to level up, 31 wood cutting, very easy to level up, especially because trees have multiple hits, give multiple logs, basically AFK-able, right? No magic level, only 18 prayer level, okay, And this character has very little money and items because they haven't really been doing the market stuff too much. Like, let's see if I deposit all the coins. Yeah, 6,500 coins, whatever. You know, a bunch of random junk, okay? This character's playtime is 1 day, 57 minutes. So that is 25 hours of playtime. And, oh yeah, their combat skills are in the 20s. Whoop-de-doo, right? So let's go back to the character we've been playing for the video now. Alright, so here is their stats, real quick. 20 attack, 14 hit points, 11 mining. We haven't even technically mined anything yet. 15 strength, 20 fishing, 13 wood cutting, and we can easily level this up. We have the black axe. 9 cooking. We haven't even cooked any of the meat yet, so this is definitely going way up. Alright, 13 prayer, and we've only just started. The one defense, though, you know, defense is not hard. You just go to your combat and you just switch to block. Simple, right? Not really that bad. And, you know, once strength gets up to level 20, you would then level defense to 20, and so on and so forth. Anyway, here's the playtime of this character. Only 6 hours and 26 minutes, alright? And this character is on a way better track, making way more money. And they're honestly killing cows way faster than the other character. Real talk. Alright, so your goal for combat, if you even want to do it, is to get your skills to 20. That means get your attack, strength, and defense to 20. And then you're going to buy Mithril Kite Shield, Full Helm, and Plate Legs. Now, the reason we're not buying the chest piece is simply because on the Adventurous Path, whenever you level your defense to 20, Mithril Defense, you get a Mithril Chain Body, which is not as good as a full plate, but it's good enough to face tank everything early on in the game. You don't need more defense, it's just overkill. So since you've been killing cows, let's just touch real quick about crafting. Here's what you do from level 1 to 7. You make gloves, then level 79 you make boots, 9 to 11 you make cowls, etc, etc. So where do you go to get leather? How do you craft leather? I'm just going to show you really quick on the map. We can touch on this later, but over here in Al-Kharid, you simply go up to the tannery, and you would bring your cowhides here. Now, what you want to do is you put all your cowhides in the bank, and then you go from bank to tanner. And you tan cowhides, and you put them back in the bank, so on and so forth. And you have to pay gold coins to tan them. And you can tan them as regular leather, and then as hard leather later. But you won't need hard leather until after 28, so don't worry about it. Just worry about regular leather for now. And as far as crafting goes, you have to buy thread and stuff, and there's a crafting shop right over here that you would use for that. Alright, so what is an alternative to cows, or what should be grinded after cows? And in my opinion, I think Minotaurs are really good. So, where are Minotaurs? Remember the Stronghold of Security we did earlier at the Barbarian Village right up here? That's right, we're going to go back down into that entrance and through the gates, and we're going to kill Minotaurs. And you may be wondering, why are we killing Minotaurs? Let me just skip through the gates. Minotaurs drop a plethora of things that also stack. Let's see, actually no, let's go into a room with more Minotaur spawns. Some spawns are shared with wolves. Wolves suck. Also, I didn't mean to attack this goblin, so whatever, I'm just gonna leave. He's wounded. Alright, so Minotaurs, again, nothing in here is aggressive. They're all passive until you attack them. Minotaurs are level 12, they have 10 HP, so they're basically cows that walk on 2 legs, let's be real, right? And, oh, someone shot it. I was like, I killed that really fast. What the hell? Right? My character doesn't deal that much damage. And yes, we are on a different character. We're on the one that didn't quest, okay? So my skills aren't gonna line up here. But essentially, Minotaurs drop arrows, iron arrows mostly. They drop bones. They drop coin. They drop a large amount of coins too. Like they can drop up to 80 coins at a time. They drop rune essence, so you don't have to go mine that and do a quest to mine it. There's an entire quest you have to do to be able to even be allowed to mine rune essence. Okay. They also drop tin and copper ores as a note, so they infinitely stack. So basically, okay, I didn't want bronze arrows. Those are gross. Those are icky. We don't like bronze arrows. We want the iron ones, or even adamant sometimes. But because they drop bones, they drop arrows. Everything they drop stacks. So you can sit here all freaking day without having to go bank. But most importantly, if you want to level up ranged, this is how you get free arrows. And you may be thinking, oh, well, this is slow, you know, oh, you're getting arrows by killing him. No, you get stacks. Like, that guy dropped 5 arrows that time. And when there's a lot of, like, there's a guy in here with a bow right now literally killing them. And you pick up your own arrows, you're going to pick up more arrows from killing these guys. You literally have infinite arrows while you're down here. So, leveling ranged, this is where you want to go. And, you know, it's pretty simple. But you can also, you know, kill in here preemptively, stack up a bunch of arrows if there's something else that you want to kill. Also, they drop, like, the right skull half. This is a quest down here to make a staff that'll teleport you here. Pretty cool stuff. You can look more into that, but it's not really something a new player is going to be able to do, because you need to do this on all of the levels, and that's going to be quite a grind before you can achieve that. So don't worry about it. And while these guys can occasionally hit you through your full mithril, they do drop cooked meat, so you just take a snack, and there you go. I don't know why their meat is cooked upon killing them. Or maybe they're just cannibals. It's weird. I don't know. Alright, so for fishing 20 and above, you want to do fly fishing, and we're just going to buy one from the Grand Exchange because it's closer. You can literally buy this at the fishing area. I'll show you real quick, but I'm just going to buy one just because. Again, 100 coins is nothing. Getting ripped off a little bit, but it's fine. It's totally fine. But you can buy them down here at Port Sarim, and there is a fishing shop, and you could just buy them there. But you take the fly fishing rod, and you take your feathers that you've been farming from the chickens, and it's real close to where we are at. All right, so remember the barbarian village where Stronghold of Security is? Well, just to the right, there's 2 fishing spots, and that's what you'll use. And when you fill up, you just run right over to the bank and put them in. And once you have the rod in your inventory, you'll see the little fishing spots pop up. I swear this area is botted or something. There's always people dropping fish on the ground and cooking on fires and stuff. And all you gotta do, it's just like the net fishing. You just click the spot on the ground. It'll consume 1 feather every time you catch a fish. I have 1,370 feathers, and so that's a lot of inventory's worth of fish. And yeah, it's AFKable. And then you just cook the fish, and that levels up your cooking as well. And salmon is a good healing item. It heals you for 9, but you have to use trout for now until you can work your way up to salmon. And you won't catch salmon, even though it shows salmon as the icon. You won't catch them until, I believe, fishing level 25 or 30 or 35. I forget. And trout gives 50 XP per catch, and it catches rather fast. So it's like catching 5 shrimp every single time. Again, you're going to level up fishing very quickly. Leveling cooking goes hand in hand with what we've been doing. Killing chickens, killing cows, and fishing. Just cook the products. That's all you got to do. As far as leveling magic goes, just equip the same wizard gear we used when we killed the vampire. And when you need mind and air runes, just buy them. Just sell anything that you've been farming, anything that you've been killing. The meat, like literally the meat from the cows you kill will, you know, after cooked and being sold, will pay for the runes tenfold, okay? Same with minotaurs, and so on and so forth. Alright, if you really want to level firemaking, you gotta just chop trees and then burn the wood. It's pretty useless, but hey, if you just want to watch the number go up, go for it. Alright, so now it's time to demonstrate the river fast travel, because you don't want to always be using teleports or running everywhere. So, whenever you open the map, along the river, the one that runs along, you know, Lumbridge, and up here, the Barbarian Village, you have these little right arrows that say canoe. Alright, that one says canoe. Down here, this one says canoe, and so on and so forth. And so, when you go to this area, there will be a tree that says chop down canoe station. You'll need to have your wood chopping axe in your inventory to do this. You just left click the tree, and it's going to chop it down, and then you click shape canoe station. Alright, so it's going to ask you, what do you want to craft? At level 12, all you can craft is a log, and you're going to float on a log down a river. But at level 27, you get this one, and this lets you skip 2 arrows, or it skips to the second arrow. This one will only travel you 1 arrow along, so I'll show you what that looks like. We're going to click make a log canoe, so your character chops the log, and then you float the log, which pushes it into the river, and then you click paddle. So now I can go up to Edgeville, which is north, or I can go south to Champions Guild. But if I had the level 27 boat, then I could go down to Lumbridge, or technically you can only go so far up, because the further up you go, you're going to hit the PvP zones. But when you have very, very high level woodcutting, you can actually skip straight into a PvP zone from that boat, and only that boat. But it's not something that a beginner needs to know, or you don't need to worry yourself with the PvP zones. But this is what it looks like. It plays a little cutscene of your character paddling along the river. I don't think other players can see this. It's just a silly little cutscene. But you have to watch a cutscene every time you fast travel. So getting to 27 woodcutting is very nice because it lets you skip the second cutscene you would have to watch. So if I want to go down by the river once again, I gotta chop this thing down once again. Here we go. And then I gotta shape it, and shape it into a log. There we go. And if you shape the log into the better, the better canoe, you can still choose to go 1 down or 1 up. It doesn't force you to go twice. But now I have to watch another cutscene to go to Lumbridge. So, there you go. It's just, the higher woodcutting, the faster you can get around these rivers. That's all it is. Alright, so Runecrafting is absolutely a time sink and not worth it for free-to-play players at all. And if you really want to get into it, you would really want to have level 37 wizard magic so that you have some of the teleports to make things just a bit faster. There's a whole lot of stuff that goes into it, and it's really... It's a money pit. It's a time sink. It's just painful. And it's not something that I'm going to really cover in this video just because it's so inefficient and so pointless. But if you want to learn more, if you really truly want to get into runecrafting, just go to the OSRS wiki at oldschool.runescape.wiki. Then type free-to-play runecraft training. There's an entire article here that explains exactly what to do, where to go, the fastest methods, and so on and so forth. And good luck, because it sucks. It's awful. So mining and smelting is another really bad one that's not good for free-to-play. But, like, the basics for mining is as follows. Like, you can go around Falador or Varick and just go to the mining areas. Like here, there's copper, tin, iron, and coal. And you would have to walk upwards through here, or downwards through here, just to get back to town, to get to the bank. It's a pretty long walk, and almost all of them are somewhat annoying long walks, not too much, around Varick, but it's still a trip. Now, with membership and with level 40 crafting, you can use the Crafting Guild's bank, which is literally right next to clay, silver, and gold. So you just da-da-da-da-da-da, but that's a membership thing. And this video is about free-to-play. Smelting, almost everything you smelt will not profit at all. Nothing. I think maybe adamant full plate used to profit, but I haven't checked in a while. And, oh, it's such a grind. It's a massive grind. It's just really annoying to level up. There is a quest you can do to level smelting, I believe, to 29 from level 1. And it's up here somewhere. I haven't done it in years, so I don't have the details. I can't make a video about something I'm unknowing about. Or no. It starts in Falador, I think, in the mining guild or somewhere around here. It's where is it? It's not the Black Knight's Fortress. The Knight's Sword. Yes, here it is. Woo! Right here in Falador. Go to the Knight's Sword. It's real simple. It just has you go into some mines and go into some places and craft a sword. It's not too hard. It's a little time consuming, but that's it. You may be wondering, why am I not fully showing the details of this smelting crap? Because it's not something a new player should do. It's not really something efficient. It's just not really something that someone starting the game would bother with. You just get nothing out of it, alright? But I have taught you how to play efficiently, how to level up your combat efficiently, how to level up all the stuff that actually matters efficiently, and why and how, and allowed you to skip some very mildly annoying quests very, very quickly early on, giving you a nice, very good boost. And I taught you basic economics of buying and selling and farming and killing mobs that compound your earnings. There's so many guides out there that tell you to kill the wrong mobs. Like, there's a guide I read that's like, yeah, go out and kill giant frogs because they drop big bones. Well, when you kill a giant frog, yeah, they drop big bones, and that's it. That's all they drop. They don't drop meat. They don't drop anything else other than a big bone. And so you're not compounding, you're not leveling. When you're killing the frogs, you're leveling combat and you're leveling prayer. That's it. You're not leveling cooking. You're not leveling anything else. And the thing is, with the giant frogs, with their HP pool being in like the 20s, like by the time you kill 3 smaller creatures for 3 smaller bones, you technically win. You win more. Like, it's not big frog, it's giant frog, and it's more time efficient to kill 3 smaller things than to kill 1 giant frog, if that makes sense. And look, these bots or players are just leaving the big bones on the floor anyway, so you can just yoink them. And then, bury them, of course. And they only give, what, 15? Yeah, 15 prayer points. Like, I can one-shot a chicken, and I can one-shot 3 chickens way faster than killing a single giant frog. And I get feathers, and I get meat, and I get money, and so much more. It's just way more efficient to kill efficient enemies. Not all enemies are created equal. There's like a lot of enemies that you grind in this game are a complete waste of time, and it's just weird to see people killing them. I guess they just don't know better, or they just want to kill frogs because they hate frogs or something. Like, what did Pepe do? I don't know, but it is what it is. All right, so final thoughts. I know this game is currently popping off. 450,000 concurrent players, the most the game's ever had. Whoop-de-freaking-do. And the thing is like, there's a lot of companies paying shills, paying, World of Warcraft streamers, paying Path of Exile streamers to come play. I was not paid to play this. I simply just wanted to put a guide out and see how well it does, just because it's really frustrating searching guides on this game. There's so many very inefficient guides, and it's like, come on, the game's been out like 21, 24 years? I forget how many years, but it's like, how have people not, like, solved it in this way? I don't know. But at the same time, it's, this game, it's got I think that a lot of the players aren't even real. I haven't interacted with a single player in 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, no one's talked to me. I've seen a few people chatting. We saw someone earlier chatting, yeah. It's like, you run into a single-digit amount of people actually chatting. Hey, look, it's a random event. The cat. Evil Bob wants me to solve a puzzle. Look how, yeah, okay, let's go solve a puzzle. Look at this. I haven't done this one. I think this is pretty charming for the game to do. These used to be bot checks, right? But, my gripe with the game, anyway. Hold on, there's like an annoying sound. Anyway, it's like no one talks, there's no social interaction. It's a very dated game. Yeah, it's got its charm. The music's alright, whatever. For the age and the time. But, like, I feel like everything around me is a bot. Or soulless. Like, this player right here, this is too funny, 1520. That could be a real person. Here we have JF. I don't even know that name. That's just weird leet speak. Right? There's just, like, I don't know, man. It's very... If you don't have friends to play with, it's a very lonely game. It's insanely lonely, right? And you see these shills. I watch the shills. I know who's shilling, and they're like, I played RuneScape 100 hours, and they talk about how random players approached them and invited them to their guild and blah blah blah. Bro, those are part of the shilling. That's part of the story. That's part of building up an audience and a narrative. I'm just a truth teller, right? I'm just autistically, yeah, here's how it is. Here's the reality, okay? The reality is that everyone's a freaking bot, or they're antisocial as heck. No one's typing, no one's talking. There's no reason to talk to people anyway. You just click on things and watch the number go up, honestly. And then when the number get high enough, you go kill a dragon. As a free-to-play player, you're essentially stuck just farming whatever makes you the most gold coins per hour to go to the grand marketplace, whatever, and buy bonds, which is like buying premium in Albion. It's like buying a WoW subscription with WoW tokens. That's all it is. That's what it is. And then that opens up the rest of the freaking map. Like if I wanted to go, like for instance, you cannot cross the red line because that's premium members only land. You literally can't go over here and do all this stuff as a free-to-play player. This part of the world, not allowed to go to it. It's you're stuck in a teeny tiny little area, and you get a little bit of the wilderness, but really, you don't have a big playpen like the other boys do. And I know a lot of people, you know, they don't want to pay real money especially per month. All right, this game is so dated. Why is it not free, right? Why don't they just cater to whales? I don't know. It's not my business. Who cares? You know, they're doing fine with whatever they're doing. They lasted this long. They obviously know what works and what doesn't, right? I'm not even in the industry, but you know, hopefully this guide helped you. And if this video does really well, then I can absolutely make more guides for the game. I'm not opposed to it, okay? But I feel like this game is insanely oversaturated with just SEO grabbing corporate shills and faceless, soulless company YouTubers that hire editors and have entire teams behind, you know, the desk pretending to be a gamer like you and me. And it's just sad to see. And, you know, the game has been literally solid for 20 years, okay? And but it is popping, you know, because, you know, the companies have put a lot of money into forcing streamers to play it. It's so funny. I don't know. I just feel like the game is very dated, you know, but whatever. It can be fun. If you literally have nothing else to play, you can at least level up something, though. There are other MMOs with even steeper grinds. Like, when I found out people were playing this and it only took like 2,000 hours to max out everything, and even less for free to play, I was like, that's it? That's it, bro? Really? That's it? Should take years. But, I understand why people wouldn't want to grind that long. You know, people have lives and families and goals, I guess. But anyway, enough ranting. Hopefully this guide helped you. If you have any... Look, listen, I have no friends and no family. The only social interaction I get is right here in the comment section, so leave a comment. If you have a question, I read every comment, okay? If you ask a question that I've clearly answered in the video, I'm not going to answer it. But I'll answer, you know, other questions that this video didn't cover. Feel free to ask, okay? And finally, I'm not asking you to subscribe or anything because I'm probably not going to make more RuneScape videos. This is just a one-off. But again, if this video does really well and starts, you know, gains traction, then yeah, I'm going to make more videos because I'm starving and I can't pay my bills. All right, but other than that, don't worry about me. You know, I'm already dead. Barney grumbles, The Simpsons. Click the video on the right side of your screen. If you don't, here's what's going to happen. It's very specific. I have this thing with my videos. At the end of every video, it's a blessing or a curse, and if you don't click the video, it'll happen, okay? So what's going to happen if you don't click the video is this. You're going to be going to, like, a fast food place through the drive-thru, okay? And what's going to happen is this specific drive-thru fast food place has 2 entrances. And you're going to be driving, and there's going to be people walking to their car or walking in the parking lot, and you obviously can't run them over. And they're going to be real slow crossing that road. They're going to be real slow with their walking, and you're like, you're sitting in your car, you're waiting. And right as the pedestrians, the people on foot, pass your car, a car will speed in through the other entrance and get in line in front of you. And you'll have to wait behind them, and they're going to order a lot of food, and it's going to hold you up. All right, that's what's going to happen. So click the video or else it'll happen to you.